Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Macc podcast. I am Moose. I'm joined here with my best friend Jasper. We
That's
realized
so Continue. That was just really cute.
we realized in the last episode we didn't really give any backstory. What we did was we kind of started recording and immediately started talking about battle shits.
Yep. We went right into it.
Yeah,
we said we were coming in hot anyway, so.
Well, you said that.
I said it, yeah.
Prescription TM.
TM.
No, you said that. You said I was coming in hot. And, so you did the intro, and then you were like, okay, well, I'm coming in hot. I'm going to start right off. Mm-hmm. And then immediately started talking about battle shits. But for those that don't know, I'm Moose. I'm 23. I'm living in the middle of nowhere in New England right now. Hobbies include this and whatever my girlfriend wants to do on any given weekend or whatever it is. Predominantly this, though. If my girlfriend's watching this, don't kill me. And I'm joined here, obviously, like I said, with my best friend Jasper. So, Jasper,
what up?
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm going to go off of your example here, but I'm Jasper, 26. I'm dad.
Dad?
Yeah, he's my son. Inside joke. I'm living out in the boonies in central New Hampshire as well. And my hobbies normally include some music, some games, some movies. You know, just a that's English. A regular old guy.
That's what's the word? Introvert hobbies, I guess. Introvert hobbies, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I mean, I don't go out too much. I usually just kind of kick it at home, play some Xbox or something.
Which there's nothing wrong with that. That shit's awesome. I do like doing that stuff.
I like just chilling, have a good night after work, man. Dude, it's been a long week.
Fact.
Super long week.
It's been ridiculous to say the least.
Big mad TM, a lot of days.
So yeah, we had both. So since we posted episode 1, all we've talked about, essentially, with the exception of 5 minutes here and there, the only thing we've talked about is this.
Yep.
That's it. And since then, it's been between business and a creativity standpoint of things. It's been okay, well, what if we did this? What if we started posting this? What if we did
every day, all day,
every single day? We get into work and we have an instant messenger program on work or at work that pretty much says, I'm going to message Jasper, and immediately at 6:45, which is...
It says that, right? It says that to you?
It tells me I have to. I don't have a choice.
It tells you directly into your ears.
Right.
Okay, just checking.
Okay, I can't wear these.
Prescription TM.
Prescription TM. No, but immediately we're supposed to clock in at 6:45, which we do. And then usually I clock in at 6:20. Anywhere from 6:20 to 6:45, and then after that, you clock in anywhere after that to 6:45. And then I log onto my computer, and then I just wait.
You just wait.
In all honesty, I swear on my mother's life.
You sit there and you're looking, and you're like, when is he gonna get online?
Yes.
Well, I need to see that green.
I swear on my mother's life. I log into my computer, and I just look at it.
That's the second time you've done that now.
What?
You swore on her life.
Well, I don't do it often.
You did it episode 1.
I don't do it often, but at the same time, if I do it, I'm serious. Dude, my family's everything. But when I get to work, I clock in at usually 6:20 to 6:30, and then I have the computer at my own little station there, and I sign on to it, and then I just turn it on and wait every single day. And then around 6:45 to 6:50, the little Skype business icon turns orange, and I'm like, there it is. That's it right there. So yeah, we just wanted to give a little bit of an intro kind of deal there. We both have a couple things that we want to talk some shit about today. So I had something that I wanted to ask you about, and I want to give a disclaimer before I talk about it.
Okay.
Before I talk about this, no decision that I ever make will be influenced because of money.
Okay.
Nothing that I ever support will be because of money. If somebody offers me $13 billion to support something that I don't agree with, I won't do it. However, what do you think of money? How often do you think of money? And I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay. This is a topic that I think about a lot, actually.
Right.
Not just money itself, but I think about money a lot.
Right. And so,
So you want to know my honest opinions on money?
not to interrupt, but do you watch anything Nate Shot does?
I don't know who that is.
Wow. Okay. So quick backstory: Nate Shot he joined the esports scene as a competitor.
Okay.
For Optic Gaming, way back when, and then
once I believe I've heard you mention his name a few times.
He's one of my favorite people in the world.
Anyways,
one of my favorite people in the world. He joined Optic Gaming as a competitive player, and then once he joined, he turned into a content creator, and then he went from a content creator to an organization owner.
Okay,
so
cool.
now he's the head honcho of everything for 100 Thieves. I don't know if you've heard of that or not, but
it sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's just an esports org. But he just started a new podcast, and it's called Self-Made.
Oh, okay.
And one thing he asks every single person that he has on his podcast, he goes, "How often do you think of money, and what power do you think money has?" Okay, so this is
like a nod off to him, kind of like.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%, 100%.
All right, you want me to go?
Yeah.
All right. So I think about money a lot, not in the sense that I want more, I need more. Nah, I do need more.
Same.
But I think of it a lot in the sense that I don't like it. It's fabricated. It's paper.
Right.
It has zero actual value.
Right.
It's paper that we revolve our lives around. And in all honesty, I really hate money.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of controversial, I guess. A lot of people would say. It's going to get a little controversial here, so hear me out. Tell me what you think in the comments. Am I right? Am I wrong? We'll find out. Tune in. So the Federal Reserve, they are basically the ones that print the money. They are the ones that control a lot of the money, especially the money being made. So let's say, oh, I need this much. I'm a big company owner. I need this much money for something. I need like a bailout, like the whole bailout that happened,
right.
Like the bank bailout, I think it was, that happened a couple years ago. Oh no, like $2.4 trillion. Well, where does that money come from? They just print it.
Right.
They just print the money. It said $2.4 billion. I said trillion.
Yeah,
$2.4 trillion.
At first, you did say trillion.
We'll stick with a straight number here, okay? A lot of the time, like, they do print the money, but they just say, okay, well, you have that money now. Where did it come from? It doesn't exist. It has no value. It does not exist whatsoever.
Right.
And we focus our lives around it so much to the point that we'll work ourselves to the point where we're so stressed out, and a lot of people face like a lot of depression, and a lot of people go to crazy lengths working like 4 or 5 jobs, working 70 hours a week, doing this and doing that just for money to pay for shit that they need or that they want, just so they can have a little bit of fun in their life. And that's why I hate money, because if it was like a barter system where you're a bread maker, I need food to survive. Well, I make tools. You need tools to fix this. Well, I exchange my tools for your bread. I'm fed for the night. You fix your truck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if it, like, obviously I'm no fucking genius scientist or anything like that, but like if we had a system that was something like that, I believe it would be so much more community focused and so much more. I feel like as a species we could progress intellectually together, as opposed to like people are so afraid to tell each other what their wage is, how much money that they own or that they make at their company. It's like competitive. It's so competitive.
Which I hate the concept of, by the way.
Yeah.
My personal opinion is, unless you're okay, actually no, that's a lie. So my personal opinion is, first of all, money means absolutely nothing. It means nothing. I don't care how much. If I'm at a bar, right? This is a completely random example. If I'm at a bar and I run into somebody and I'm having a conversation with them, I don't want them to tell me about what companies they own. I don't want them to tell me about
Yeah,
what businesses
yeah.
they own. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like if I
Dude, it's like, who are you as a human?
right. It's like if I walk up to you, I want you to tell me about like, oh, hey, what's going on? My name's so and so. This is what I'm into. Like, dude, regardless of how much money you have, what you're in control of, and how much power you have, I don't care. I want you to tell me who you are as a person, essentially. If that does that.
No,
make
I get
sense?
it. Yeah, like I get it. I
Right.
Get it.
So I want to have like an intellectual conversation with somebody to the point that it's like, okay, I'm talking to a human being right now. I'm not talking to Bill Gates that knows that he's in charge of, 14% of the world. I know,
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
completely random number, but I
Like
hate
it's
the concept of-
fascinating, but it's like that's not what you're there to talk about.
Right. And listen, I don't want to sound hypocritical because in all honesty, when I'm talking to somebody that I know makes a lot of money and I know they're in charge of a lot of stuff, I love listening to those people talk. I love hearing.
Well, it's still fascinating to hear about like how their brain works.
Right, exactly.
But that's still getting to know them on like a human standpoint.
Right,
you know
and
what I mean?
exactly. And I went on that job interview, a week, 2 weeks ago?
Yep.
And I was listening to these guys talk, and it was a VP of a company, and it was also sales management of the company. And then, like, they took me out to breakfast, and then the conversations that I had with these guys were like, we had a bunch of leisure conversations that were like, okay, I just bought a Harley. This is what I did to my Harley. But at the same time, we were talking about things that were like, oh, well, for the company, I got to make sure that I have expense reports for blah, blah, blah. And I got to make sure that I keep up on this person's business trip. And it's like, that's fascinating to me just because you get an insight of how much that person's actually in charge of.
Yeah.
And
I
like
get it.
the concept of power doesn't fascinate me. It's more of the concept of this dude is capable of listening to this, handling all 19 of these things. Like, I love the concept of that. But so essentially what I'm asking is, at what point do you feel like if you had to put not necessarily a number on it, but like a lifetime situation, I guess, if that makes sense.
Okay,
At
listening.
what point are you good with not making more money?
Well, I guess where I can live comfortably without having to worry about like me or my family.
Right.
We could live comfortably, be able to do things we want to do, and not have to stress out about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which in all actuality is something that I don't believe will ever come for anybody, because say like you win the lottery, well, you get a shit ton of money, but it still get taxed, and you lose a huge amount of it from that. And on top of that, you got people coming to you all the time like, oh, hey, I'm a long lost family member. Oh, hey, like,
right,
we haven't talked in 12 years.
I don't like that.
But I heard you won the lottery, and it's like, get the fuck away from me. Like
Fact.
that, so it's like, it's not something like that, because like, even if you do come into a large sum of money for something like that, or like someone's life insurance, and you have enough money to just live comfortably, it's one of those things where I don't believe it's something that can actually happen, because you still gotta make money for this and that and other things at some point. Even if you have millions of dollars, you invest the money, you do this, you do that, you can still lose it. You can still, so in my eyes, it's like, if that was achievable, that would be the point where we can be comfortable without having to work. You know what I mean? Whatever work is, because like, for some people this is work. This is all they do, and they walk out and they live their lives. Well, us.
I pray to God we get to that point someday.
That would be really cool. But like people like us, where we clock in and we grind away all day, and then we go home and we wake up and we go clock in, we grind away again.
Right.
And there's some people that like quite literally shovel shit for a living, and that's miserable. But that's how they pay their bills, man.
Right.
I truly believe there's got to be some sort of grind in some way or another to be able to live comfortably.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I could be lazy and play video games all day and just do whatever the hell I want and not, not have to worry about bills. But
Well, I mean, to be fair, in today's day and age, I feel like there's a market for that. Because, I mean, if you look at, like, Ninja, for last year, he made, I think it was $9 million.
Yeah, dude's filthy rich for
last
what he does.
year. And you know how he did that? He did that playing Fortnite on the internet. He made $9 million.
Because he basically, he just streams, right?
Yes, that's all he does. He
That's
does
crazy.
nothing else. And then brand dealerships and sponsorships and stuff of that nature come to him and say, hey, we're going to pay you X amount of dollars.
Especially now that he's got a name.
Right, exactly. He's been on ESPN. He's been on all that. And all those dealerships and or not dealerships, but
I'm not seeing enough movement.
Huh?
You didn't see that?
No.
Not seeing enough movement?
No.
A simple Google search.
I talk with my hands, dude. You should know this after episode
No,
1.
that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Ninja. When he
No, I
tried
don't
to
know
do
what
the
you're
floss thing, he tried to get 1 million people to floss.
Oh, on New Year's or
Yeah.
whatever it was?
Yeah, okay. So you didn't see that.
I did see that. He was like, I want to get everybody to floss. And
That
then,
was
like,
awkward.
he started doing the floss.
TM.
Yeah. No, I did see
Anyways,
that.
continue. I was just memeing.
No, but I feel like, I mean, if you want to sit at home and play video games all day, I feel like there is a market for that. But you have to have a very special, like, personality, so to speak, to be able to do that. Like, you have to be able to entertain audiences of all ages. You have to be able to appeal to sponsorships that are going to want you to appeal,
and,
or not appeal, but to be able to attract people that need razors, the people that need gaming chairs, people that need, like, whatever. Like, you have to be able to do all of those things, and it just so happens that he is able to do all of those things.
Yeah, just by himself.
Right, which
That's
is
nuts.
dope. That's amazing for him. But
And at the same time, you got to be like us talking on a podcast. Excuse me. We have each other to fall back on. So, like, you talk about something, I talk about something.
Right.
We talk about it together. Whereas, like, for someone like him who's streaming just by himself, he kind of, like, what I've seen is he kind of, like, leans on, like, the chat and, the people watching him. Because, like, that right there, that provides, like, talking points. Like, when you talk to the chat. Because, like, I've recently started streaming and doing stuff like that.
Right.
So, it's like I'm learning all kinds of new stuff. Like I have like 3 to 5 people watching me here and there. So it's like, I'm like, oh my God, 5 people. This is so cool. This is the most I've had. I get all excited, but it's like, for me, like here, I can say something and you reply to it.
Right.
Where
immediately.
it's just me, I'm talking and then I got to talk more and then I got to keep talking and then I got to talk and then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, every now and then I catch myself just leaving dead air and I'm like, oh shit, I got to say something, and then like it gets awkward because you can tell you're trying to like force it. But like for someone like him, I feel like it's just natural. I don't know how they do it.
It's natural in multiple aspects, in my opinion. So it's natural because he has between 50,000 to 100,000 people watching him at any given time.
That is absolutely
bonkers.
bonkers.
That's asinine, dude. That's insane. But you have to figure with between those 50 to 100,000 people, you probably have a good 10,000 people spamming the chat at any given time. So at any given time, if there is any dead air, he can look at his second monitor and be like, bing, and then immediately like
just like respond to a chat
right,
or like, oh, thanks for following.
Exactly. And he has probably a solid 10 minutes of conversational point, especially if somebody asks a question or something that he only has the insight to. He has the ability to literally at any given point, he can just look at what it is that people want to know about and then go and then immediately start talking about it for 30 minutes. And that's a good half hour. Not only that, though, but I mean, to credit him, too, he's amazing at what he does. As far as competitive and gaming skill goes,
I've seen some of the crazy shit he does. There was this other guy that I saw. I can't remember his name, but
it was either Nick Merckx, Cloaksy,
Nick Merckx.
Tfue.
That's who it was, Nick Merckx.
But he's hilarious. He's
yeah,
more of a personality.
I was watching Nick Merckx one time because I think I was just like in the YouTube wormhole.
Yep.
And I just had YouTube on the background while I was doing something, and think I got up to go to the bathroom and play battle shits by myself. But I come back and, it was like Fortnite. I'm like, Fortnite? Like, because I didn't like it a while back.
Right.
Like, and nothing personal, but I didn't like it back then. And I used to, like, be one of those people who talk shit about it.
Yeah.
But, like, until that point, like, I was watching him play it, and he was joking around with some guy. Like, he was playing with, like, a little kid, I think it was, like a young kid. You could hear it in his voice.
Yep.
And he was like, come on, we're going to get the win. Come on. He's like, kill him. And like,
yeah.
They were getting so into it. And the kid was so pumped. And they got the win. And I was like, that was awesome. I was like, this game's not so bad. I could get into this. I never have. But still, like, it was pretty cool. I was like, I like that. That's pretty cool. And that's one of the things that originally made me want to start streaming is for little moments like that to get caught by, when you're playing and you're just dicking around and like a glitch happens and you're like, oh,
yeah, and then
it's so funny and like you guys are laughing because someone like wiped out off a ledge. Like that's the shit that makes me laugh.
Right.
And I love seeing that on stream too. So it's like that's what interested me in it is like capturing these moments and sharing them with other people as it's happening. You all share that energy,
which is dope. I mean, and then another thing too.
Speaking of energy, segue for a second. I brought something onto the podcast that I wanted to share with you.
Oh boy!
I told you I had a little item.
I completely forgot about it. But
yes, and you're gonna know exactly what it is when I take it out.
Oh,
but
no.
I found something you were talking about.
Oh yeah.
It's the cotton candy one, and I'm gonna try it on the podcast
you
right
have
now.
To. Try it right now. Right now.
I'm trying it right now. Here, ASMR. For all you folks
this is
that
your
like
first
that.
time trying this, correct?
This is my first time trying this ever, and he has talked nothing but amazing stuff about this drink. So, am I ready?
Yep.
Okay. That's really fucking good. It was really good.
I told you, it's amazing.
It was
dude.
the last one at the store, and I saw it. I'm like, wait, this is what he was talking about. Wait a minute. What does it say? Unicorn rainbow? Rainbow unicorn.
No. Unicorn milk is the wrong one.
No, it's rainbow unicorn.
Does it say cotton candy on
it? Rainbow unicorn natural flavors.
I don't think that's the right one. Wait, let me see it.
Here. Is that it? Try it. Let me know. Is that it?
I don't think this is.
Uh-oh. It tastes like it kind of tastes like a berry mix, actually.
This might be it. It tastes like it's supposed to be it.
Here we are.
Did you know you can use these as pre-workout drinks?
Really?
It says creatine in it.
Oh,
so
shit.
you're going to be wired.
I'm going to be wired?
This. Yes.
All right. All-nighter it is.
It does taste... I don't remember if this is the right one or not.
I guess we'll find out. I mean, like, it's pretty good. I like it.
That might be the right one. I don't remember, though. Either way, it's dude, Bang has amazing products. Yeah. This is not a paid sponsorship, but if I could get sponsored by Bang, that'd be dope.
We talked about this last time.
Yeah, I know. But no, I think streaming's cool just because it's like you're building not necessarily, I mean, in all fairness, yes, you are building a relationship with everybody that waits for you to, everybody that has their phone out and like they're on Twitter or whatever they're doing, and then they get a notification on their phone that says Jasper just went live or Moose just went live, and they're immediately like, oh my god, and then like immediately click on it. So I like the concept of that. I like,
or
the
if
concept.
like they have the schedule like every other day at like 9 p.m.
Right, and that's another thing
like
too.
People will be like 9 p.m. They're like, oh my god, they're 1 minute late, and then they get on. They're like, yeah, finally.
Right, exactly. It's like American Idol when you were little.
Really?
And well, I mean, it's just a very random example, but like American Idol when you were little, it came on at a certain time. You knew.
Oh yeah, like a TV show that you enjoy.
Right.
That was your example. I get it.
Like The Walking Dead, for example, or whatever is
Good
still
choice.
on that people still watch.
Rest in peace, Game of Thrones.
Yeah, fact. That everybody at a certain time of the week were like, oh my god. It's about to happen. Like,
oh, dude, that was seriously Game of Thrones for me, man.
Yeah.
That was undeniably Game of Thrones. One of my friends got me into it. He used to be in our band.
Yep.
And he was like, "Oh, dude, have you watched Game of Thrones?" I'm like, "Oh, I heard about it, but I heard there was a lot of dicks in it. I don't want to see dicks."
You were wrong. Daenerys Targaryen.
Oh my goodness,
Say no
Emilia
more.
Clarke.
Say no more.
Yes, beautiful human being. But aside from the beautiful human beings in that show, I watched the first couple episodes and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then I watched the half of season 1 all the way to season 6. Up to season 6. Season 6 wasn't out, and I did that in like 2 weeks. I like literally laid on my bed with my phone with my headphones in, like watching it like this. This is how I was like. I was laying in bed like this,
Oh my God.
watching it.
That's gonna be me in your bed later. I hope you understand that.
Okay, that's fine. But then I'm like, I waited on season 6 and it finally came out. I'm like, oh, I love this show. Season 7 came out and I freaked the fuck out. And every Sunday at like 9 p.m. I was watching it. And this last season came out 2 years later. Jesus Christ, that wait was unbearable. But like, I know what you mean. That was my show. It was kind of Walking Dead for a while, but Game of Thrones all the time has been like the one that I've been like, oh, I gotta watch it now kind of thing. And I gotta watch it now so tomorrow people are gonna talk about it. I don't want spoilers. I don't want to spoil anything either. I just want to watch it.
Which I respect you so much because, as you know, me and my girlfriend, we watch Game of Thrones.
He's on season 4.
Well, no,
season 5
season
now.
5. Season 5.
Because you're on 4 episode 10 last time I checked in.
Right.
Okay.
So, spoiler alert if you watch Game of Thrones. We can talk about Game of Thrones real quick if you want to.
All right, let's go.
But I'm only on season 5.
That's fine.
So
Tell
I
me
want to.
what
Okay,
you're
again.
up to.
Okay, again. Spoiler alert. If you're watching Game of Thrones and if you haven't gotten past season 1, you're gonna want to skip probably a good 15, 20 minutes past this. So, I want to explain to you how many times I watched Joffrey die.
Good.
You need to understand.
I understand that.
Dude.
I feel that.
So when I got into Game of Thrones, it was a buddy of mine at the company I used to work for before I worked at our company.
Okay.
He would like ham it up all the time.
He was right.
All the time.
He was very right.
He 100% was. 100%. And I just remember he let me borrow season 1 and I watched it and then I watched season 2 and then I watched season 3. And that was when Joffrey was like making his reign and all that, and I was like, dude, I can't watch Joffrey anymore. Like I need to watch this little bastard die.
Shit, right?
Like I need to watch this kid die. Like, listen, I don't wish ill on everybody, but when I watched Joffrey die, I watched it like 19 times, easily. That was the greatest thing I've ever experienced in television of all time. That was great. The Red Wedding, that was amazing.
Okay.
That caught me completely off guard.
Whoa. Stop. The Red Wedding was amazing. I'm going to be real with you, Chief. I don't approve of that statement here.
Why? Do you not like the Red Wedding?
I fucking hated it.
I hated it, but I thought it was a good plot twist, and I thought it was a good plot point.
Okay, we're on the same page then. I was about to get big mad at you. I was like, "What? You support that?"
No. To watch, was it Robb Stark?
Yeah, Robb Stark.
Robb Stark and his mom.
Mm-hmm.
They both got that immediately.
That was bullshit.
I hated that.
That was bullshit,
100%.
dude. What I was most bullshit about is that dime piece. I don't remember her name, but I just remember how beautiful she was. His
Robb
wife.
Stark's wife?
Yeah. And she was pregnant. She had the baby.
Yeah.
And they stabbed the shit out of the baby. I'm like, hold up. That was fucked up. That was too much.
Hey, yo, hold up.
I was like, I love kids. That's not cool.
No. So let me elaborate. So the concept of watching Robb Stark, his mom, the wife, all that die, I hated that.
Okay.
I genuinely despise that.
Okay, good point.
The plot point and appreciating it as a TV show,
absolutely.
I will say that was amazing because there were several people that when I had told them, because this is within the last 2 months, like literally within the last 2 months, there were so many people that were like, have you seen The Red Wedding? And I'm like,
that's the big point. Like everyone like, oh, you watch Game of Thrones? Oh, you're pretty new to it, huh? Have you seen The Red Wedding?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Everyone. I even said that to you.
Right. And I was like, I don't know what that means. I was like, maybe I have.
Oh, you'll know when you get to it. Yeah.
Right. And then
everyone says.
Dude, and then I will never forget this. Me and my girlfriend were watching it in our bed at the apartment, and we were watching it, and if you remember the scene, I don't know if you've rewatched it anytime recently or if you remember it.
I remember it very vividly. Well, okay, keep going.
So they come to not
I watched it a lot of
pretty
times.
much, yeah. They come to like pretty much an agreement, and the guy that's responsible for it, they come to an agreement. You know, everything's good, whatever. So when the wedding starts, you're like, oh my God, this is a great moment. Like, this is awesome. Like, I'm so happy to see this. Like, I'm so happy that X, Y, and Z are working out their differences, whatever. Dude,
and then there's that one scene. Stannis Baratheon.
Right. And there's that one scene where Robb Stark's mom reaches over to the guy next to her and, like, picks up his cuff from, like, his wrist and, like, and it's knight armor underneath it. And I was like, oh, no.
And he looks at her and he's like, and she's like, yo, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Immediately right then I was like, oh no.
And they start locking the doors and all that shit. Yeah, and then Walder Frey, I'm pretty sure is his name. He's got that fucking smug look on his fucking face. I just wanted to go in there and punch him in the face.
Dude, I hated that. So like I said, I appreciated it as a TV show with like an interesting plot point. Like I appreciated it for that. But as somebody that was emotionally invested into the show, when that happened, I was like,
oh, yeah, dude, my heart broke.
Oh, no. And I was like, oh, no. As soon as they had the point where Robb Stark's mom takes the knight's cuff and, like, goes like this and then sees, like, the armor underneath it, I was like, wait a minute. Something's wrong.
Yep.
This isn't good. And then immediately they stand up. And I was like, no.
That was fucked up. You're like, oh,
dude,
no,
that was
no,
bad.
no,
and then
no.
especially when Robb Stark's mom, she has, like, the knife to the person's throat. And they just continue killing people.
the daughter.
And she starts crying. She starts crying, dude. And then she just slices the throat.
Yeah.
And then she dies. I was like, this can't be happening.
Kat Stark was a fucking badass. She may have been a little bit bitchy here and there at some points.
Right.
At least in my own opinion. But I respect her as a character so much. Because she was a fucking badass from the beginning.
Okay, so, spoiler alert. I'm going to tell you right now something that has been spoiled for me. I'm going to tell you a couple things that have been spoiled for me. A couple things.
I'm about to be real big sad
No. Listen.
I hope you forget.
No, I won't.
Okay.
I won't.
Shit.
This was spoiled for me like 2-3 months ago.
Whose ass am I kicking?
The internet. Fuck the internet.
Come on, internet. You're better than that. Continue.
All right, so quick spoiler. So I found out about this. So on Twitter, I don't know how active on Twitter you are, but on Twitter you have the option to mute certain phrases. So like if I want to mute your name, I will never see another tweet with your name in it ever.
Cool, that's awesome.
If I mute the word Jasper, not a single tweet with Jasper will appear.
Yep.
So I went through and I avoided social media knowing that I was behind on Game of Thrones. I avoided it until Tuesday because I knew Monday everybody was going to be talking about it. So on Tuesday I would get on, and of course on Tuesday you'd catch the occasional one person talking about it, right?
And you're like, whoa, X.
Yeah. Right. So, but the problem is people would post GIFs, people would post pictures, people would post all that shit.
It's hard to block that.
Right. So when you're scrolling, you're leisurely scrolling, and then you see boom, 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 Arya Stark, and you're like, she's a grown ass bitch. Like she's alive in this season, 100%. I know she's alive, and here's why. I blocked GOT. I blocked Game of Thrones. I blocked every single character by their character name. Every single one. I spent 30 minutes doing this to make sure I wouldn't
Solid plan.
To make sure I wouldn't spoil anything for myself, dude. I blocked every character name, so nobody tweeting, oh, can you believe Arya Stark? Like, that wouldn't show up. Like, I made sure all that shit was gone, right?
Did you see a scene?
No.
Okay.
But I did see Arya Stark's, her real name.
Macy Williams.
Right? Her real Twitter account I saw her post a tweet that said, just in case you thought this was a bit awkward.
I know the scene.
Yep, of course you do. Of course you do. Everybody does. She posted, just in case you thought this was a bit awkward, just remember that my parents and family watch this show
yeah,
too.
I saw that tweet too. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
She posted that, and she goes, and then after that, she posted something about, I don't regret doing a sex scene. And I was like, so she's still alive.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
immediately, I was like, okay, well.
That's not a huge spoiler, though.
It's not a spoiler, but I do know that any turmoil I see between season 5 and season whatever we're
8.
on now,
Yeah.
she doesn't die. I know that.
It does spoil a little bit of that stuff for you, and kind of like, oh, okay, well, I already know it's gonna be fine. So,
right.
But in the back of your head, in the moment, trust me, it'll still just be as tense. You're like, what's gonna happen? Oh my god!
You say that, but like, there's other shows that I've watched. I think The Walking Dead was one of them.
Well, I get maybe we're just different people about that, because like I've seen stuff where it's been like, oh my god, like. I've seen this movie 100 times. I already know how the end happens, but like in the moment, I'm still like on the edge of my seat, like. Ooh.
I can still appreciate the intensity of it.
Yeah.
I can still appreciate like, holy shit, this is an insane scene. Like, I understand there's a chance that so and so might die in the scene. I can still appreciate that, but at the same time, it's like in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, but at the same time,
Yeah.
Like, okay,
kinda already
for instance, when you watch a movie, right, and let's say this is a completely like hole in the wall example. Let's say it's Spider-Man 1.
Ooh, good choice.
You know,
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man?
Sure. I mean, if that's what you want to take this as, I love Tobey.
with Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin.
I love Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I love it. But for example, like if you have, so let's say it's 2019. You just watched Spider-Man 1 for the first time. You know there are 4 Spider-Mans, or however many there are. That's not an accurate number.
Yeah, exactly. You're not.
You know that they're not going to die. You know that there's going to be some kind of, further plot point after that. So when it comes to things like this, where I know Arya Stark has a sex scene somewhere, I don't know what exact episode, I don't know what exact point it is, I don't know what the context leading up to it is, but I know she has one. So I know that at any point moving forward, even if I were to pick up Game of Thrones tomorrow and continue watching and, continue binging it.
You got to get on your girlfriend about that.
You're right, but we should do that tomorrow at the cave.
If you're watching right now, don't yell at him for the beginning, and also watch Game of Thrones with him more, because I want to talk about it with him more, okay? Please?
Not to mention I love you so much.
He loves you so much. Please, watch Game of Thrones with him.
But I will say, me personally, I will say that, like you said, we might be different people, but at the same time, it's like I know in the back of my head that Arya Stark has a sex scene. Until I see that sex scene, I know she's not dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
It's like I might even tomorrow.
It's still in the back of your head, no matter what.
Right. Even if tomorrow I watch an episode and there's a giant war scene and Arya Stark runs in and all of her weapons break or whatever it is, and she's surrounded. Immediately, I know she's gonna make it out of that.
I can't wait till you see. Oh my god, I can't wait for you to get caught up. I mean, and by caught up, I mean watch the rest of the series. But still,
yeah, caught up as in finish the show.
I can't. Dude, I'm telling you right now, you are gonna shit your pants with so much stuff, and I can't wait to hear you shit your pants about it.
Wait, I gotta piss.
That's fine. I'll entertain.
You don't have to. We can cut it.
You think we're gonna cut it?
Maybe.
So he thinks we're gonna cut it. We're definitely not gonna cut it. And we're back from our little break here, little pee break.
I had to piss so bad. Sorry.
Dude, your bladder is like the size of a thimble. I swear.
You're not wrong. The worst part about my bladder is when I go to the bathroom at work. So just to give you an idea.
Here we go again.
I pee at least 7 to 10 times a day at work.
Okay.
At work alone. Huh?
You get a lot of fluid in you.
Well, yeah, I drink coffee, I drink water, whatever it is. For sure, I drink so much fluid. Dude, every single time I go to the bathroom, on my walk from my department to the bathroom, I'm like, dude, I don't want the same person to see me 4 times like walk into the bathroom.
Oh, I get that because
I
it's like you
hate
make eye
that.
contact and then like
Yeah.
you try and avoid the eye contact because like I know you just saw me, but I'm at it again. It's shenanigans.
Exactly. It's like I know you just saw me 30 minutes ago, but like I got a small bladder, dude.
Here we are again.
Exactly. Dude, I can't stand that stuff. No, but we were talking about Game of Thrones. So you said there's a lot of stuff that's going to blow my mind.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything.
I know you won't spoil it. I know.
I just want you to come to me when it happens, and I want to get a text from you that's like, "Holy shit!" Like, that's what I crave when people are catching up with Game of Thrones.
Which, of course, first and foremost, you know you will. Second of all, I would like to say on the note of spoilers, where I know Arya Stark has a sex scene, for instance. Another spoiler, indirect.
Oh no.
This one's your fault.
It's my fault?
Yeah.
Oh no.
No.
I'm
It
so
is-
sorry.
No. But it is, but it isn't. So, for those that don't know, me and Jasper share an HBO account. That's how I watch Game of Thrones. That's how
Oh, okay.
I keep up to date with it.
Did I watch an episode way further ahead and the plot was on that, like the episode plot?
Right.
And when
Not
you
only
logged
that,
on, it was there.
Not only that.
Ugh.
Not only that. And I obviously I don't hold you accountable for this because you were just watching Game of Thrones as
Oh,
you know.
you did tell me about this, I think.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I remember,
what happens
kind of.
is when my girlfriend and I actually find the time in our schedule to like sit down and watch this show together, where me and Jasper share an HBO account, we'll go on the HBO app on our living room TV, and when we click on it, it'll say, you know, your shows, and you go on that, and it says Game of Thrones. You click on that, and it'll show the last watched episode for whoever's using the account. 9 times out of 10, it's Jasper. So when we do it, it's Jasper watching the most recent episode that just came out, and then they have a thumbnail of who's in that episode.
Oh, yep.
So they'll have a picture that it's like for example, Tyrion Lannister's sister. I know she's still in the show.
Cersei?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Right. I know she's still in the show because every time I turn on HBO, I see her in the thumbnail. I know that. Like, things like that.
Fuck Cersei, but continue.
Oh, yeah. Yunt. But I hate her. But things like that.
Lena Headey, though?
Huh?
Lena Headey, the actress, she's a fucking amazing actress. And she plays that role so good. Side note, sorry. Anyways.
Is it part of her role to act like a raging bitch, though?
Yes. That's how she's portrayed, yeah.
Huh.
She does it very well. She's a great actress.
I mean, if that's her role, then yeah, I'm gonna give her credit for it because
I don't remember the actor's name, but the kid who played Joffrey, he can't get any acting roles because of how well he played Joffrey's role as like a little asshole.
I will say he did a great job being a little asshole.
But like there was like this article that I read. I don't remember where I read it from, but it was talking about how he could not get a role for a bunch of different like acting jobs,
right?
Because of how good he did on that as an asshole.
Well, to be fair, if I saw Joffrey in a movie immediately, that's where my mind's gonna go.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
like you.
I'm gonna be like,
fucking
oh, you
died.
son of a bitch! Like
So
immediately, I'm gonna get pissed off. I hate. Like I don't know if I would group. I'm pretty sure I would, but if I'm pretty sure I would group it to that actor. 100%. So even if he was in a romantic, like, chick flick, like A Million Miles from Home, like whatever it is, even if he was involved in that, immediately my mind's gonna go, "You were a piece of shit." Like 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I can relate. I can relate.
Anyway, so I wanted to ask you, because I know, as we mentioned earlier, this podcast has been the only thing, not even this podcast, but this brand, this channel, this whatever you want to call this. This has been the Macc. This has been the only thing that we've talked about since we've recorded episode 1.
Yeah, it's really fun.
It's amazing, dude. It's so great. So real quick, just to let everybody know that doesn't know. first of all, I want to say thank you for all the positive feedback. All of my close friends that have reached out to me and said, this is very entertaining. This is super great to listen to, or whatever it is. And then everybody that said I have a great voice for podcasting. I sound like Morgan Freeman smoked a pack of cigarettes right before hopping on a mic. Also, after watching episode 1 once or twice back, I would like to apologize to everybody for laughing like Chanel West Coast the entire episode. But
how that meme of her where it's like
Rob Dyrdek says anything and
like,
she
that I can totally relate to.
Fact. So I was curious because for those that don't know, this has been something that Jasper and I have talked about for a very long time. Not even a very long time.
A very long time.
A very long time is then I've known him for 3 or 4. We've been hanging out for 3 or 4 months.
Long time.
In that time, we've talked about this since the second week we've hung out.
Yeah, we talked about it pretty early on in our friendship. So.
Right. Immediately, hanging out, just knowing, there were times that me and Jasper would hang out and play video games, and we would just start talking about things that were so off the wall that I would look at him and I'd be like, dude,
podcast.
Right. And I'd be like, this is something that you would listen to on a podcast.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
If only we captured all those moments before.
Oh, dude.
Because there were so many.
Dude.
That one night when I was swiping through Tinder and we were just laughing all night about some of the crazy shit that came up.
The girl with the eyes that were like.
Oh, my God. I'm not going to name drop, but there was an amazing Tinder profile that I came on the one night.
Amazing is an understatement, I guess.
Well, it happened like a long time. Well, maybe 8 months ago or something like that. Me and my girlfriend at the time, we split up, and a big sad TM. And then I was I was starting to kind of get back out there, and I'm like, all right, you know what? Everyone says Tinder's cool. I'm gonna try that out. So I made a Tinder profile, and it was the first couple weeks of me, playing around on Tinder. I come across this profile, and I'm telling you, it blew my mind. And this is so inconsiderate to the person, and I'm so sorry, but I almost pissed my pants from laughing because the picture of the girl, it was her eyes. I'm gonna be real here. She had one.
She was cockeyed, dude.
Both of her eyes, I'm telling you, I shit you not, were sideways, wall-eyed, and it, it's something she can't control, and I get that. Maybe she was born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline, but but it I saw it. I'm like. It hit me, and I started laughing so hard about it.
For those that are listening and not watching, Jasper just leaned so far back in his chair he almost fell over.
Boneless pizza.
Boneless pizza.
But no, I was laughing so hard about it, and I was like, all right, what does she have to say in her bio? So I'm reading through her bio, and it was barely legible English.
Right.
And
I remember you reading it to me, and I about pissed my pants laughing.
I screenshot it, and I was like, man, I want to remember this for the rest of my life, because if there's ever a day I'm really sad, I can just look at this and giggle, and like I said, it's so inconsiderate to this girl. And like I said, I'm not going to say her name, but it was so funny. And, obviously I was like, no. It was... Prescription TM.
Prescription TM.
By the way, the TM we keep referencing is the trademark symbol. It's
an inside joke.
You wouldn't get it. You had to be there. But yeah, like I said, it's very inconsiderate, and maybe it makes me kind of a piece of shit. I already know I'm a piece of shit, so I'm okay with it.
In all honesty, I don't think we give ourselves enough credit, and that's probably the cockiest thing I've ever said in my life. But
well,
I mean, dude, we can be so friendly and very welcoming to just about anybody. So I think it's kind of it's not wrong, so to speak, to say that we're pieces of shit and like whatever. Like we're very welcoming people. But at the same time,
for like the meme.
But at the same time, like I'm not against judging somebody that I see that is like, holy shit, that's a train wreck.
Yeah,
like,
well,
I'm not against that.
Me and one of my buddies, Justice. I will name drop that. He's one of my best friends, and I've known him for about like 8 years.
Right.
My senior year, his freshman year of high school. He was walking home in the rain. He added me on Facebook like randomly once. And I'm like, who's this emo fuck? You know, he had his hair all in his face. It was like an Asking Alexandria t-shirt. And I was like, yo, I'm into these guys. I was like, okay.
Wait. Can you clarify into these guys?
Oh, I loved Asking. I learned how to play their whole...
Wait. But were you into these guys? Or were you just like, oh, that's my kind of friend?
Both. Both of them.
Both of them.
I loved Asking Alexandria. I knew every word to every song off of their Stand Up and Scream album. I was into the crabcore. Like I have a picture.
Yeah.
I have a picture on my Facebook of me with my guitar in my parents' house between two beds, and I'm doing the crabcore. And it
You
says,
have a video of it too. I've seen it.
yeah, and the picture in red text it says crab fucking core. And I'm like doing it in a black and white picture. That's on my Facebook. I dare you to go find it. It's funny.
I probably will.
But anyways, like he was wearing the shirt and I'm like, all right, like this kid seems like he's kind of like me. So I added him and like I passed him a few times in the hall in school. And then I saw him walking home one day and it was raining out. And I'm like, I pulled over. I'm like, get in my fucking car. And then we jammed shit to Asking Alexandria. But I guess that was a little bit of backstory of like this guy. I hope we can get him on the podcast sometime. He's fucking hilarious.
I'm down.
Speaking of which, we are looking to have guests on our podcast, so we'll probably have guests. We have a lot of interest in some people just coming on the podcast and talking shit with us. So be on the lookout for some guests. Back on track. Me and him used to hang out like every single day. And a lot of the time, we'd just go to Walmart. We would meet up. We'd go to Walmart in Guilford, and we'd just walk in Walmart.
Yeah.
This was before they did that big remodel, so Walmart was still pretty small.
And it was the red on the storefront, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because I moved
so.
here as soon as when it was red, and then they remodeled it to blue.
Yeah,
I was here for that.
We would walk in, we'd walk through the clothes section, walk all the way around the store, through the electronics, come back through like the body wash products.
Yeah.
And we just did laps over and over again. We'd hang out with people, we'd meet people, and most importantly, at Walmart, we just hang out at Walmart and we'd people watch. People of Walmart. Have you seen that website?
I haven't seen the website, but I can definitely tell you right now that there is several pieces of content that I could post to that website.
Yes, us too. We spent so much time in Walmart just like watching people because it was so interesting. Like there was this one chick we saw and she was wearing like this top that I'm pretty sure was made for a 7-year-old slender 7-year-old slender girl. And this chick was bigger than me. I'm a big dude. This chick was a lot bigger than me and she was wearing this shirt and it was like, have you seen the Michelin Man?
Yeah.
It was like that, but worse. And like, it was so funny. And like, yeah, you know, maybe that's fat shaming, but
it could be.
But you know, at the same time, we're like, we see her and we're like, oh, dude, and we laugh. Or like, we'll see, like, we saw this one dude who his literal ass crack was hanging out as he was like walking through Walmart, and we like, oh my god, this is hilarious. And we. Maybe it's a little weird, but like we followed him around to see how long it took him to realize that his ass crack was hanging out.
I don't think that's maybe a little bit weird. I think that's just 100% weird.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't like we were like, you know, laser beaming his ass crack. We saw it. We're like, oh my god, let's see how long it takes this guy to like find his ass crack.
So real quick, I want you to keep telling this story. I do. So don't take this in a different direction. but do you remember how you were going to correlate this to what I said?
No.
I knew you wouldn't, and that's why I asked it.
Anyways.
Go on.
I need the context of that.
I don't even remember the context, to be honest. Dude, the problem with us talking about something is like, dude, I can talk to you about anything, anything in the world, and it doesn't matter what the topic is. I can give you something, and then immediately,
we talk all day, every day,
literally
about
every
everything.
single day, every single day, all day long, from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed. I'm texting this guy. The problem with that is
cute.
when I get on a subject of something, and then you're like, oh yeah, by the way, with, speaking of which, we'll talk about that, and then just go off on a tangent. And then like 45 minutes later, we're like, oh yeah, but what were we talking about?
12 stories later,
yeah,
7 hours.
And that's what happened when we hung out at your house the last time. Yeah.
That was a good night. That was like,
I mean, we're
going to
do the same thing tonight.
Absolutely. That was like a real, I'm going to be 100%, man. I just want to say I love you. Like, I do, man. I really do love you, because it's hard to find the people that you can just shoot the shit with. It doesn't matter what we talk about. It doesn't matter like what we're doing. Like, we met talking over a video game.
Yep.
Because we both like video games.
Yeah.
And then you got into the video game, and we play the video game, and that's what, like.
But even then, we barely talked.
Yeah, exactly. We kind of talked, and then I don't remember how it happened, but it was just like, that was very nice.
I can tell you how it happened. Do you want me to bring it up?
We talked about.
No, I do, dude. You should know by now that I have that memory. That's like, okay, this kid doesn't forget anything.
Okay, well, regardless of
yeah,
exactly
I know
how
you
it
don't
happened,
want me to bring it up. Go ahead.
Actually, you know what? Bring it up.
Okay, so
I'm
what
ready.
happened was, me and Jasper. So I knew Jasper for a while, actually. I knew of him because of where we worked. And what happened was, I would like say what's up to him when I walked by, just out of like politeness. It wasn't like I want this kid to be my friend. It wasn't like I in all fairness, at that point, I was like, I don't.
No, we were on the same level. It was just.
It was like I don't give a fuck how this kid's day is going. It's like I'm just gonna say, hey, what's going on, man? Like when I walk by, whatever. So what brought us to this point was you went into the calibration room with Josh. You told him you were taking a day off because the Division 2 was coming out.
Yeah.
And there was a double XP weekend on RuneScape.
That was a tough weekend.
That's what I walked in while you were talking to Josh about it. You walked out 2 minutes after I walked in, and I looked at Josh and I was like, "What the fuck was that about?" And he was like, "Oh, he's taking a weekend off, whatever." I was like, "Okay, whatever." And when I walked in, you were like, "Did you ever play this game?" I was like, "Yeah, of course I did. Who didn't?" Like, what? Of course I did. And you were like, yeah, I'm second in command of this, and I still play this game. Like, I'm this, and this. I have this level. I have this much money, whatever. And I was like, okay, word, nice. And you were like, you should.
I was hamming it up hard.
Yeah, 100%. Hamming it up, dude. And you were like, you should play this game. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's funny how I was talking to him about that, and then look at us.
Yeah.
It was you.
And it's funny that you don't remember this. And it's funny. It's funny that you don't.
I thought you were talking about something different. I thought you meant about like us starting to actually talk a lot, like every day. Like I remember that.
Oh no,
moment.
I'm getting to that. That's a whole.
I remember that moment, and I remember talking to Josh about it and being like, "Oh, you."
That all
play
plays
RuneScape.
into this.
But
this is full circle. Trust me.
I remember how I was like, there was one day on break where we talked about it a little bit. I was like, oh yeah, RuneScape, and you're like, oh, I used to play that a while back. You're like, oh, maybe I'll log back into my old school account because of mobile. And I was like, yeah, dude, you ever come to like RuneScape 3? Let me know. And then you tried it out and you liked it.
I'm gonna tell you where I was going with this. This is how it comes full circle. This is how we got to this point. Now,
I'm so ready.
You talked to Josh about it. I went and talked to Josh because Josh has always been one of my best friends, 100%. I went and talked to him about it, and he was like, oh, he's taking a day off for this, and this is what he does, and whatever. And I was like, all right, that's dope. And so I messaged you on Facebook, and I was like,
yeah.
I was like, hey, if you want to join me and Josh on Xbox, like, this is our name, like, whatever.
Oh yeah, I remember. And
And I
then
was
you
like-
invited me one night.
Yep.
You invited me one night, and I think I was playing RuneScape, and I was
Yep.
like, "Who the fuck is inviting me? I don't know this name on Xbox. Fuck this guy."
Yep.
And I didn't join
Exactly. And
because that was the day I took off. It was that night, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I told you, I was like, all right, I'll invite you sometime. I was like, you're more than welcome to come shoot the shit. But we're gonna be playing this game. And you were like, okay. And I invited you. You didn't join.
It was Apex, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're not. I invited you. You didn't join. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, total flake.
And then I messaged you again, and I was like, I'm thinking about playing RuneScape, whatever.
Probably
You're-
immediate message reply, right?
Yeah, and you were like, yeah, you were like, yeah, you should do it, man. Like, so I did, and then we didn't really talk too much, but you invited me to play with like you and your buddies and like the whole clan thing, and that's when you were like, hey, do you want to join us? And I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, cause I met up with you in Edgeville.
Edgeville, yep.
And I
outside of
gave you some
Edgeville, right
tips.
next to the Lodestone.
where we recruit.
Yep.
That's like I met up with you there. I don't remember. I think I gave you something. I was like, oh here, cause
No, nope, you didn't. You gave me nothing.
okay.
Because what happened was you were like, so I have a question to ask you. And I was like, okay, what? And you were like, so we have like a clan of guys that play together, like, and girls, obviously. You were like, we have a clan, we play together, we do this, this, and this. Are you interested? I was like, yeah. And then I joined it.
You weren't a
And-
member yet.
No, I was not. I joined it, and then that was that for that point. And then I started looking into what it entailed and all that. And that's when I started talking in chat. And then you came into the mines. You gave me 10 mil right then and there.
Oh, and yeah, and you fought me on it.
Yeah.
You fought me on it because I was like, take it, damn it. And you're like, no, I want to work for my money. And I'm
Yep.
like, let me be your sugar daddy.
Yeah, exactly.
I still push that shit.
So we fought about it, and I was like, dude, I really don't want to take this. And then I had 4 other people say, okay, take the money, but dump it into one thing.
Yeah.
Prayer.
Yep.
And they were like, dump it into
That's
one
all I was
thing.
trying to do is give you a head start, man.
Yeah. And they were like, which I still appreciate to this day, but they were like, just take it and dump it into one thing. Because I remember once I took it, I was like, I don't feel right. Like, this isn't cool. And they were like, just dump it into this. And then don't even look back. And I was like,
Yep.
okay. All right, word. So I took it. And then one night we hopped into a voice chat on the video game that we were playing together. And
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember
we were
this night.
talking a little bit. And that's when you were hosting altars for me.
Yep.
Yep. And we started talking a little bit then. And then that was like the icebreaker, essentially.
Yeah, because it was like around that time is when we started talking a lot. 'Cause
Well,
you started getting into it there pretty hard.
But that's not why.
But
So-
it was still a couple weeks after that before it really like clicked.
Right. So what happened after that was he gave me the money in this video game, and then we started talking on voice chat. Remind you, I work with this kid. Like I see this kid every single day. Like it's not like, oh, I mean, this is some guy I've never met before. Like I see him every single day. And we're playing this video game together where I barely have ever talked to him ever in person. And we start playing together. He gives me money. He gives me all this stuff in this video game. And so he messages me on Discord. He messages me. No, it was Discord. He messages me and he goes, hey, I have a question for you. And it's kind of a serious question. And I was like, what? And he was like, do you care if we talk about like video games at work and stuff? I was like, no, I don't give a fuck, man. We can talk about whatever we want to talk about. Like,
Oh yeah, because I asked if you were embarrassed to talk about RuneScape.
right. And I was like, no, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about.
And
like,
now
nobody's
I never
gonna...
shut the fuck up about it.
And right then and there, I was like, no. Like, I don't care, man. Like, I'm not embarrassed by that by any means.
I was
like,
a little embarrassed at first to talk about it because like a lot of people a lot of people think of it as like, you know, like, oh my God, I remember that game when I played it when I was like 8 or like 12.
Which, yes, I mean, at the same time, I did too.
Like, I did too. But like at first I was like so quiet about it because I was like, oh my God, like I'm playing RuneScape again, you know? And I think it comes because like my dad used to give me so much shit.
So did mine.
For how much time I put on fucking RuneScape.
Dude, the other day.
All summer long, that's all I did was play RuneScape.
That's what it was Easter. Easter. I spent so much time playing video games, right? And my dad was like, can you get the fuck off that video game? I was I was like, no. He's like, dude, grow up. Like, get off it. I was like, dude, I'm not harming anybody. I'm sitting at the dinner table. Like, we're all just sitting, having a beer, relaxing. I just happen to have a laptop open. Like,
yeah.
Whatever. But, so.
Nice.
So, Jasper and I started talking then. He messaged me and he said, you know, are you embarrassed to talk about this shit? And I was like, no. I was like, you're more than welcome to come up and talk to me about it. We can talk about whatever we want. I don't give a fuck if people like it or not. Like, I don't care. I've never been that guy. I've never been the guy to give a fuck if people think what I'm talking about is weird or if, like, I don't care.
I'm going to be honest. I asked that mainly because I was embarrassed, but also because I thought you were so fucking cool, dude. I was like, yo, this dude's so fucking cool. He's got like all these friends and like and me over here, I was like, man, like I'm like this fucking loser guy. I was trying to play cool because I wanted you to think I was cool too. Anyways,
well,
continue your story.
Thank you, but no, I mean, it's so cocky to say, but at that point, I was just like, I don't give a fuck who likes me. I don't give a fuck if they want to hear what I want to talk about. If you want to come up to me and talk about video games, if this person wants to come up to me and talk about the NFL, if this person wants to come up, like, I don't give a shit. Like, if you don't want to hear it, walk away. Like, I don't care.
No, that's well.
You know what I mean? Like, it's stupid. Like, I don't care if you want to hear what I want to talk about. If you don't like what I'm talking about, leave.
Yeah.
Like, plain and simple. So he comes up to me, he messages me, and he says, are you embarrassed to talk about the video game we play? And I was like, no, not at all. And then the next day, he comes up to me and starts talking to me about it. And I was like, all right, cool. And then we started shooting the shit about it. And then from there, it was pretty much curtains. Like, immediately from there, I would message him, and I'd be like, yo, by the way, like, when I'm doing this, or this, what should I do for this, or this? Yeah. And, like, I would, like, it started as, like,
See, like, before that, I was Ziv Bay. And then after that, I became Ziv Dad.
Right. And, like, at one point, it was, like, I would talk to this kid dude, I hate myself for calling you kid because you know how much I hate when you call me kid. But
what's up, kid?
No. No, but at one point it was just like I would talk to him for advice on a video game, and then that just kind of cultured into like, yo, what are you doing tonight? You want to come over? And he's like, yeah. And then we hung out, and then the first time we hung out, it was at my apartment. We talked about it for, I believe, 2 days in advance, and he ended up coming over, and I don't remember if it was you or me that was like, I know we both talked about it. Or no, what ended up bringing it up was we were talking on the video game we played, and I was like, I'm going to drink a beer. And you were like,
oh, yes.
And you were like, oh, that sounds so much fun. Like, or that sounds like so much fun. We should hang out and do that. And I was like, okay, well, how about you just come over to my apartment and then we do it together? Like,
Yeah.
we'll just drink beers and
Just a couple
play
of
video
bros.
games, like whatever. And he was like, really? I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, RS beers? And I was like, yeah.
RS beers.
And then he came over. He came over to my apartment. And then at first, it was, we both just kind of hung out in my living room. That was when my shit was still in that office space.
Yeah, in the little corner.
Yeah.
The kitty corner.
Yep. And I have a little office space in my apartment, and we talked about like just a bunch of shit. Like he came over, and then you said something to me. I don't remember what it was, and it's probably not even appropriate to bring it up right now, in all honesty. But you said something, and I looked at you, and I was like, I cannot believe you just asked me that question. And then like immediately, right then and there, that's when we started like talking about everything, like anything and
I push
everything.
Boundaries. I get real.
Well, so do I, dude.
Too.
I've never had boundaries, never. Like it's like if I want to talk to you about ABC, I'm gonna talk to you about ABC. I don't give a fuck if you like what I'm talking about or not. If you don't like it, we're not meant to be friends. Is how I view it anyway.
Yeah.
So
well,
it's like,
when it comes up, like if we talk about stuff that we're different on, we share our opinions. We talk about what we like, what we don't like, and how it's different, and then we either agree to disagree, or we agree, or
right.
And we move on. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we don't fight about, like, dude, that's what I love about our friendship is that like when we talk about stuff, like I'm like, oh dude, I love this, and you're like, oof, no, I'm not a fan, and you're like, really? Why? I was like, oh well, I love it for this. You're like, well, I don't like it for this, and it's like, okay, cool. Well, next topic. Let's
agree to
we keep
disagree
talking.
anyway. So
I love that because like some people get so heated about stuff. Like there are things I can get heated about, and like you killed that beer pretty fast. I guess it happens. But no, some people you'll talk about something like mundane, like, oh dude, like
you already know what I'm thinking about right now. You already do. Say it out loud. Starts with a P.
there's a lot of things that start with P.
No, you know what I'm talking about. I can't stand to talk about this.
You
know what it is.
I think I subconsciously know.
You know what I'm talking about. I won't enter a room that is talking about this.
Either way.
Politics.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
And
speaking of politics, we're gonna try and keep politics out of this. Mainly for that reason, but also like, dude,
it doesn't matter.
That shit. But yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like people get so heated about that. But
which I don't support.
Yeah.
But that's a perfect example of what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like people get so mad about like what's the like I get why you support this or not, but like agree to disagree and move on.
Right.
Help each other out,
opinion.
man. Like why can't we just help each other out? Like understand my point of view, I understand your point of view, work together.
Right.
To overcome any task or whatever, man. Like oh, dude, I need to fix this. Well, this and that, and then you work together to fix the problem. And like, why is that so hard, man?
I don't like politics and I've explained this to you before. The reason I don't like politics is because you have liberals and you have Democrats. And this is completely going against, I'm going to try to avoid talking about this.
I think it's the SIPs.
Huh?
I think it's the SIPs.
What do you mean?
The SIPs?
No, I know what you mean by the SIPs, but what do you mean?
You got a few in you. You're loosening up.
No. It's okay. Well, I'm not directly addressing politics. I'm addressing the fact that I don't like talking about them. Does that make sense?
By talking about them.
No, I'm not.
I'm
not talking about what ideas I do and don't support.
I'm just fucking with you.
All right.
Continue, man.
The reason that Jasper and I have a mutual agreement on why we won't talk about this shit is because I know that the reason I hate politics is because you have Democrats and you have liberals, and
Republicans. You can see how much he talks about it. Anyways,
yeah,
continue.
no, I know, dude.
You have the two sides. You have the two parties.
I've kept myself so far away from politics that I can't even tell you what the parties are. But
it's all right. Continue though.
So you have two parties, and I don't agree. Okay, so I compare it to music.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting.
Music, everything is opinion based. I might like
True.
this rapper. I might like this group where you might think they're absolute garbage. Do I give a fuck if you think they're garbage? No, I don't care. It's like, okay, that's fair. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. Whatever. That's how politics should be in my mind.
Yeah.
In my mind.
I wish it was like that too. But instead it's like the YouTube comment section where
Right.
like the people, the biggest thing on like that shit for me is like you see like you go to this artist and you're watching a music video and like I love this, and you scroll down to the comment section and it like there's a lot of people that are like so fucking garbage. This is trash. This is so stupid. What a fucking piece of shit. Freaking out about it, and you're like, if you don't like it,
don't listen to it.
Don't listen to it. Click
Plain
away.
and simple.
There's a button. You click back.
And that's how I
Or,
feel about
like-
politics. That's why it drives me nuts. I can't stand the concept of one person believing this thing, another person believing this thing over here,
And they can't get over it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh, well, I believe this. This is why I'm better than you, because I believe a different thing than you do.
Yeah.
I hate politics for that exact reason. And it's like, this is going to offend a lot of people.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to offend a lot of people.
He's dropping the sauce.
Maybe, yeah, okay. I'm going to give you credit right now. This might have to do with the sips.
Okay.
This is going to offend a lot of people. Nobody gives a flying fuck what you support in. Nobody.
Pretty much.
No, you're one
except
individual.
For the people that either oppose
Agree with you
or agree with you.
yes.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck what you agree with. Nobody cares if you think this past bill that was passed. Nobody gives a shit. It doesn't matter. You're not going to change the future of America by having your own opinion on Facebook, throwing up a status that you have to click read more on. That doesn't
True,
change
right.
anything. That
Right.
doesn't change shit. So stop bitching about it. I hate politics for that
Yeah.
exact reason.
When
It's like,
peop-
shut up.
I used to go on big rants on Facebook, like, keyboard warrior status about, well, this and that and other things and this guy and this and it came to a point where I was like, why am I being so negative about this?
Right. And it's
Because
like
me complaining about it doesn't change it. If I want to make a change to something, I got to get up off my ass and go fight for it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
right.
And at that point, I realized I'm like, it doesn't matter that much to me. My one voice among 1,000 other voices is a big voice.
Right.
But my voice alone is not enough to change the world. And so I took a step back and I'm like, you know what, dude? Fuck this, man. Fuck it, dude. I don't care. Who cares about this guy or that chick, man? I'm gonna focus on my own shit.
And
I'm
that's
gonna get
what
my
I'm
own
saying,
shit together.
dude. Politics are so stupid for that reason. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I get it. You might support this party, that party. But in all fairness, I don't pay attention to politics enough to know obviously what party's which. I don't
Yeah.
even know the names of the parties, dude.
Okay,
like
yeah.
that's how
You
far
have a good point.
That's how far I've kept myself away from politics.
Mm-hmm.
If you support something that I don't support, at the end of the day, I'm going to go, okay, well, obviously there's a reason that you think this about this, but you know what? I don't agree with it, but that's
Agree to
okay.
Disagree.
That's
You know what
okay.
I mean?
Like, I don't care.
And I don't want to say society, but like the world, especially in internet culture, it's become such a thing where it's like, it's not even censorship. It's past that at this point where it's like, I don't agree with what you say on the internet. This person, their career's over. Like the whole shit with
It's
like,
so dumb.
it's so stupid. Like,
Canceled.
canceling their career. Like, what the fuck is that, dude? Like the whole shit with what's his name? What's that kid's name?
James Charles.
James Charles and Tati. What's her fuck?
Yep.
She went off saying all this shit, and then
James Charles, Tati, and
Jeffree Star.
Jeffree Star.
Yeah,
Yep.
and like it blew up, and people are like, "Oh, fuck this," and this person said that. Get off the internet. And
at the end of the day, do you think your fucking YouTube comment matters? Do
It
you
doesn't.
really think
It
that you
doesn't.
commenting on that video is going to change anything?
it doesn't.
Nobody gives a fuck.
But that's what I'm saying is like the individual doesn't matter, but when it's hundreds of thousands of individuals, that voice is so fucking loud, it's hard to not hear it. The whole world knows about this stupid drama that makes no fucking sense.
Right.
That affects no one but the 3 people fucking involved. But it was this humongous end of the world bullshit for the internet. And it's so stupid. Why? Dude, worry about your own shit. Like, dude, my life is by no means put together. Like, I have a lot of shit to get together in my life. And I know that. And I try to be down to earth about that. So,
Yeah.
like, when someone's got a problem, dude, I don't care who you are. Dude, let's talk about it. Let's work through this. Wow. Let's work through this shit together. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get why everyone's got to be so competitive about stuff like that. Or, like, why people are so negative and, like, why people have to, like, push people away. Like, it comes full circle with what I was talking about before with, like, the money thing, where it's like, I wish people would just work together because, like, think about, like, let's say aliens watching us from afar, from another planet, you know, they're watching us saying, okay, you know, this species, if you look far away enough, you can see that they, you know, they're all living together in harmony. But then if you take, like, you know, like a microscope and you look at it, well, there's borders and there's boundaries and there's, you know, this and that, and these countries are at war and they're fighting over this and that,
Right.
and doing this shit over fucking oil and over this and that, all because it goes back to fucking money. And, like, even with the whole Tati and fucking
James Charles and Jeffree
why
Star.
can't I remember his name? Going back to that, the whole thing was about money in the first place.
I mean, no, it wasn't.
Well, she was
not at all.
She
actually.
was pissed. From what I saw, she was pissed because he promoted another product that was opposing her, which goes down to money.
It was one of her competitive brands. Yes.
Which goes back to money.
Yes. So.
But you see what I mean there, where it's like, she's like, okay, this happened, whatever.
So
move
watch
past
this. You ready for this segue?
Boom.
Revolving back to the beginning of our hour-and-a-half podcast. Money. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
Whether
man.
you have enough money to be comfortable enough to buy a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or a Rolls Royce or a fucking $2 million house, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, that's not gonna buy you happiness. So I never answered you. I never put my two cents in.
Okay, I'm ready.
I never did, but perfect segue here. Money isn't important enough to me. For me, I made a disclaimer at the beginning of the video. I made a disclaimer and I said that money will never influence a decision of mine. I will never support something that I don't agree with just to make money. I will never.
Exactly.
I will never, like, if it's a product.
That's pretty solid baseline.
Right. And I will, if it's a product that has a guideline that's like, now I'm trying to think of a wild example. I can't think of like a really extreme guideline, but
PETA?
Okay, yeah. For example, if this is dark, but if there's a sponsorship in my face that's saying we're gonna pay you $500,000, all you have to say is you don't give a shit about animals. Like, I will never support that. I will never support that. I don't give a fuck if they're offering me $18 million. I don't care. I will never do that. However, money is important to me because I know that my friends around me, I know that my family, as in my mom and dad, I know that there have been so many people around me that have helped me through situations, like whether it's my car or whether it's, you know what I mean? Like if it's putting a down payment on something or, you know, a new apartment or whatever it is. I know there's so many people that have helped me through those situations that is like, I would love to be financially stable enough to be in that situation where
you could do it for them.
I could do it for them.
Yeah.
But also, I don't want to think about when I go out to eat. I don't want to think about when I go order, you know, this meal at a certain place. I don't want to think about, am I able to do that? Am I comfortably able to support myself for the next 2 weeks?
Yeah.
If I order lobster, whatever, like I want to be able to.
I feel that on a spiritual level.
I want to comfortably be able to do whatever the fuck I want without thinking twice about it and thinking, how does this fit into my budget? Not only that, but I want to make enough money, and this is obviously super like rich and snobby to say. I want to make enough money to look at my parents and be like, okay, you guys did so much for me coming up that boom, you got it. Like, stop working.
Oh yeah, that's not rich
Like-
and snobby, dude. That's just being a good kid to your parents.
Right. And
Like-
if anything, I would love to make enough money to be like, you know, my girlfriend, stop working. Mom, Dad, stop working.
Yeah, I feel
Both
that.
my
I feel
brothers,
that.
stop working. Don't worry about shit for the rest of your life. I got it. Like,
Yeah, I
boom.
feel that.
And,
Like, me and my dad we didn't really have a relationship for a long time. And, you know, he's done so much for me in my life. And when I was younger, you know, like, obviously I didn't realize it. I was just a kid, man. But, like, looking back on this stuff, my dad has done so much shit for me. And, like, especially recently, like, he basically got me the car that I have now. Because my car that I had before this one, like, I had to voluntarily repo it because I was 6 months behind on payments, and then I got a ticket and this and that, and, like, I was so far behind on my bills. He basically took on a loan in his name that I'm paying, but he took the loan on his name that affects his credit that he just barely got good, just so I could have a car. And, like, for stuff like that, like, he goes so far above and beyond for me, especially now, you know, I'm older and we're more mature.
Yep.
Like, I would love to be like, you know what, Dad, you've been busting your fucking ass for so long for all this shit. You know, like, you wanted a Harley? I got you one, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Here you go. Like, thank you for being my dad.
Exactly. And
know?
it is not that I want enough money to be like, here's 14 Harleys. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I want to be able to say, hey, you know, you always wanted a jet ski. Here's a jet ski. Like, and I don't want to stress about that shit. I want to be able to be like, all right, Mom, Dad, both of my brothers, none of you have to work another day in your life. None of you. Here's all the money you need. Like, I wouldn't like just deposit that shit, but I'd be like, if you have a mortgage, if you have anything, boom, paid. It's gone. Like, you don't have to worry about that anymore. On top of that, you know that Harley and that jet ski you wanted? Boom, done. Like, there it is. I don't want enough money to buy a Rolls Royce. I don't want enough money to buy a Ferrari. I don't want enough money for that shit. I want enough money to take care of my family comfortably to the point to where if they ever think of a single thing that they need, it's there.
Yeah, you can get it.
Like, I got that. Like, boom.
You want to know something funny?
What's up?
That's how I feel about you on RuneScape. I just wanna like, oh, you need this? Here you go, buddy.
Yeah. What you have done.
Anyways, continue.
What you have done. But no, man, it all boils down to it's like, and not even just my family. There's so many people close to me in my life that it's like, and even you, like even you, if it's like, oh, okay, well, I know you would never do this. So this is a very wild example.
Okay, I'm ready for this accusation.
I'm telling you now, you would never do this. But if you were like, can you believe that Louis Vuitton just dropped this new line of shoes? Like, dude, that shoe is crazy. Boom, it's here next day. Like, I would love to be able to put. I wouldn't
be able to accept that.
Well, if we're both making the same type of money, why does it matter?
Yeah, it's just a couple of bros helping each other out. Just
That's what I'm saying. If we're comfortably just hamming each other, who cares? So, like, my thing is,
oh my God,
to go full circle, I want to be rich as shit to provide for everybody around me, but not because I want to buy Gucci, not because I want to buy fucking Louis, not because I want to buy Lambos, Ferraris. It has nothing to do with that. It's just I want to make so much money that I can just provide for everybody around me and not think twice about it. And it's like, oh, you have a house? Oh, you have this much left on it? It's gone. Oh, you want this car? Like, gone.
Yeah. Here, I love you.
Like, I would love to be able to do that because there's so many people in my life that have done so much for me that it's like, whether it's friends, family, whether it's my mom, my dad, my brother, whether it's like close friends like you, like Josh, like whoever. It doesn't matter who it is at the end of the day. It's like, I would love to have so much money in my bank account. Not enough to be like, I'm so rich. Like, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, because it's not about that. like if you think about it, at the end of the day, like what do you really have when like you have all these physical things, you have all these like just items. It's like you have a drink, a vape, a guitar, a drum set. You have
Right.
a computer. You have all this stuff. But what really is that when it comes down to it? Like when you're dying on your deathbed, all that shit's not gonna be there.
No.
But
Or in
your
coffin.
family is gonna be there. Your friends, all these memories, you're gonna have these, and it's all inside you. And in my opinion, that's the shit that matters the most, man. Like the items, like items are cool. Like I love my guitar. I think this is cool. I love being able to play video games on my Xbox, but like that shit really doesn't matter, man.
No, not at all.
On my dying day, I'm gonna be thanking, my dad. I'm gonna be thanking my mom. I'm gonna be thanking my brothers and my friends and all the people that, helped me get to this point. And I hope that they're all around me and they share the same love that I feel. You know what I mean?
And my thing is, you said this earlier. You said, so I do have a little bit of a boundary. You said that you want to make, like, even if you hit the lottery, this is what your exact words were, even if you hit the lottery, you're still going to have problems. Yeah. I wouldn't. Because if I hit the lottery and people that I haven't talked to in 14 years hit me up and be like, dude, remember that?
Yeah, it's like a different kind of problem, though. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not so much as like the people hitting you up is the problem, because you can say, fuck you, man.
That's exactly what I would do, too.
Yeah, me
it's
too.
It's like, fuck off.
Like,
you weren't there when I was like...
Or like family that I've had that I haven't spoken to in like 12 years that randomly hits me up because they saw I won the lottery.
Right,
and
exactly.
It's like, no, it's like, fuck you. Where were you when
I was down with this, and this.
Yeah, when I was at rock bottom, like, what the hell?
Exactly.
You were gone. You didn't give a fuck about me, but now I have money and you do. That's not the problem that I mean. I mean, like, more so along the lines of, like, if you have the money, well, you do this, you do that, you do this. It's not a continued income. It's one big lump sum.
If you hit a lottery, yes.
Yeah, but that's what I meant.
Like, okay,
for that.
So this is, I don't care if this comes to this point. I want to make a disclaimer now. I don't care if this ever comes to this point. Imagine if this makes us millionaires and we have a constant income, right?
Oh, that'd be crazy cool.
That'd be amazing, because I would love to look at the people, like, when I'm struggling, I know I can look at A, B, and C and be like, hey, like, I'm in a really tough spot. Can you please help me? And they'd be like, yeah, of course. Like ABC, whatever. I would love to be in the position that A, B, and C, they have everything they want, but at the same time, they're like, we can't rationalize buying a jet ski. I'll be like, here's 3 of them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't.
That'd be cool.
That's the only thing I want to make money for. I want to make money for the people around me. I want to make myself successful for everybody around me to benefit off of it. Not so everybody can mooch off of it, but so everybody can benefit off of it.
It's a pretty defined line between mooching off it and, getting help or what, or, like you helping them.
Right. And like help, I'm more than okay with doing.
Yeah.
Like if I'm making a lot of money and, somebody that was there for me all the way up until the point to where I started making money is like, hey man, like I'm struggling with XYZ. It's like, boom, don't worry about it. Taken care of.
Yeah.
Like
I feel that.
I don't ever want to be rich. I never want to be rich. I want to make enough money to comfortably support the people around me.
Yeah, it's like the same thing with my band. Like when we were writing our music and recording it and playing shows, it was never to go out and be famous. Like, yeah, I guess that's the end game, but it's it's my passion is the music and playing the music. Like we talked about last week, like I want to play it and I want to get it out of me and give it to you. How do you react to this? Do you love this music like I do? Do you feel the feelings that I felt when I wrote this? It's like a shared experience where like I have never been in, and I don't think I'll ever be into music for being famous and getting rich and living the rock star life.
Because it has nothing to do with that. Yeah, it's more of an outlet for you.
Yeah, it's more of an outlet, and just playing the music and having that experience is what I love the most about it.
Yeah.
But like if it happened, if they were like,
if there's 2 million people outside of your
there's-
show that are like,
and that's the thing.
amazing, and you will still appreciate that moment.
I would appreciate it so much, but I never was in it for the money. I never.
Right.
I don't think I'll ever be in it for the money in the first
And
place.
like the thing is too, like a question I asked you earlier. We talked about it a little bit, but we came full circle.
Yeah, we really did.
What does this podcast mean to you?
This podcast, what does it mean to me?
And I'm gonna full circle it twice.
Oh,
Watch this.
so we're gonna have a Venn diagram going on.
Watch this. Go
Okay.
ahead.
All right. Well, this podcast, I guess what it means to me is more kind of sharing my thought. It's the same thing with like the music. Sharing my thoughts and experiences and, just shooting the shit with my buddy, but letting other people in on it. You know what I mean? So, I have this story. I tell this story. People, oh, that's so funny. I had a similar thing happen to me. I can relate to that. It's funny.
Yep.
Or, we have talks like this where it's like deep and, it gets people thinking a little bit.
Yeah.
Or, what it means to me is like, is exactly that is, like sharing myself with you and them.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. So what this podcast means to me, which this isn't a very well-known thing. When 2009, I bought my first capture card. That's when I started making content. Cool. 2009, 10 years ago. I've been doing video editing. I've been doing content production. I've done video. I already said video editing, but I've done video editing as a job. I've gotten paid for this shit before. Yeah. So this is something I wanted to bring up. Where last podcast we talked about you have music and you have so many sad songs that have no lyrics to them at all, but they're a sad song because that's your outlet. That's how you express yourself. You can tell that when somebody produces that kind of thing that's what they're trying to portray. That's what content is for me. Yeah? I can make fucking videos for hours. I could follow you around with a camera for hours. I can make these for hours. We could end this one and do another one right afterwards. I don't give a fuck. This is what I love doing. I love sharing my insight and parts of my life and whatever it is. This is what I enjoy doing. And this is like, for what music is for you is what this is for me.
I see the correlation. I see what you're talking about.
So when you say, this podcast is like a way for you to express yourself, it's the exact same thing for me, but at the same time, it's almost like a hobby for me. Where and you may have been able to see it. If you watch episode 1, if you watch it back, when I talk about it, I was talking about the stream cave. And I was and if you watch it back, you watch me and I'm like, yo, you know what we could do? You know what we could do? You know what we could do? I say that 3 different times in the last podcast. 3. Go watch it back if you don't believe me.
Okay. You
said
too.
it.
Go watch it back if you don't believe him.
I said it and I was like, what if we set up a capture card? What if we, did couch co-op? What if we did this, this, and this? It's because this is what my shit is wired on. It's like I want to make this shit and then I want to present it to people so they can watch it and then give themselves a place to connect to somebody. Me and you have a brand that it's like, okay, these are just 2 buddies hanging out. Like that we have.
That's
buddies
basically
like that.
how I treat this too.
Right. And of course I do too. But at the same time, there's a whole nother side of it that people don't see. There's a side like, when me and you are on Discord and you're sharing your screen with me and I'm like, no, don't do that. Do this. Like, I'm like, no. That's wrong. Like, and you're like, what if we did this? And I'm like, okay, we could do that. But like, that's a whole different story that people don't see. It's like, I'm a perfectionist when it comes to this shit. And this is
sort of like a way to show the people that are interested those inside looks on our lives. Right. Because like, I see you walking. Are we gonna address that?
No.
Okay. I see you walking down the street. I don't know you. We pass by each other. We don't know a single thing about each other. There's no connection. But it's like, I see you walking down the street. You're an old friend. And oh, hey, what's going on, man? What's going on with your life? And we talk about it, and we catch up, and it's like that connection's there.
Right.
In a way, it's sort of like vicariously living through us, sharing an experience, with whoever's watching. And that's what I love about like podcasts and just listening to people talk, because they shoot the shit about this and that, and they talk about the things that they like. And it's sort of like, it's an outlet in its own way, whereas like, like, oh, you're interested in this topic too? Well, what do they have to say about it? It's like, oh, cool, that's cool. Makes them think. And
right.
It's sort of something that you can, like, you're putting yourself out there, and I'm a human being. I have these experiences happening in my life. Oh my God, I'm going through something similar. This is how they're dealing with it. It's context for some help that you could get too. You know what I mean? Like, there's a multitude of different things where you could, relate to someone on something. And that's why I love doing this.
And then on top of that, so I love doing this because I'm a perfectionist, if that makes sense.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it.
Exactly. When it comes to video editing, like I just said 5 minutes ago, it's like, no, do this. Like, this shit has to be perfect before I put it out. Unless I'm happy with this shit, we're not going to sleep until this shit's perfect. Like, 100%. Of course, you did the last one.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, it's a bit of a different example. So, with content production, it's a way to present yourself and whoever you're involved with to other people.
Yep.
And as you said, it's a way for them to relate to it. But my favorite thing about this is I don't give a flying fuck who watches this. I don't give a fuck who watches this and then judges something I say. I don't give a shit who watches this and they're like, oh, that kid's so weird. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, like if people, if people come at us with negative comments about this and that, I'd probably be like, okay, whatever.
But that's also a positive thing. Because if you think about last
they're watching
episode,
it.
Right. And
they're listening to what you say.
Not only that, but if you think about last episode, there's people that are probably going through some shit that they're embarrassed about. There's people that are probably in a rut where they don't make enough money, where they're, too lazy to make money, or whatever it is. My favorite example is last podcast. I talked about a story that I've never talked about before.
Yeah.
Funny story. One of my close friends that knew the girl that was involved in the last story texted me and said, is this so-and-so? I said, yes, that's her. My point is, I love providing a platform for people to be able to listen to or watch or whatever it is and be like, yo, those two guys just said and addressed and joked about something that we are too afraid to ever share for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, like battle shits, man. How like
that's what I'm saying.
You're pooping in public with other people. For you, it's like you're like you don't want to do it.
Still terrified about that, by the way.
But for me, like, I don't like doing it just because like it's awkward. Like, especially being in the bathroom with anyone really. Like, if there was a female or a male, like, I do not talk in the bathroom. Someone comes up to me and they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm just like, "Hey, yeah, cool." Like, I don't like it. It's so weird to me. Like, it's so weird. But like,
that's fair.
It's another thing where it's like, like, I feel like a lot of people relate to that. Why are bathrooms so weird?
Dude, that's a good question.
Why are they so weird? Everybody poop. You gotta go again?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take a quick break again.
I'm not done. I got more shit to talk.
All right, and we're back from our break.
Here.
All right.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to introduce us again from the break. So, you had more stuff to talk about.
You did.
I did.
Yep.
I don't remember where I was at. In all honesty.
You said, why are bathrooms so weird?
Yeah, man. Why are bathrooms so fucking weird? Like, why is it so uncomfortable, dude? Everyone poops. Everyone has to piss, man. I don't get it. And here we are, podcast number 2. That was probably really loud. I'm sorry. Here we are, podcast number 2, talking about poop again and bathrooms. But
we honestly should talk about that.
yeah, like, why is it so shunned to talk about poop? Why you like? Why?
Not even trying to talk about, dude. It's unbelievable that, dude. If you're watching this podcast, I'm willing to bet you 100% at one point or another you have gone home from a long day at work and shit your brains out.
Yeah.
100%, you have done that.
Mm-hmm. I've been there.
Exactly.
I did that today.
Exactly, and you look forward to that shit, right?
Dude, one of my favorite things is going home after work. I go home because I have a routine, okay? Like, I'll go to work and stuff, and like I got like my morning poop, and then like I do that. I try to do it before I go to work, but I also try to do it like at work sometimes, just because like I don't have a whole lot of time before work, because I don't like waking up super early. But like when I get home from work, the first thing I normally do is go home, put my shit down, and take a huge shit. And I screw around on my phone. And I do that for like a half an hour. It's like a half an hour poop. And it's just kind of like feels good to be home. You know what I mean? And then I'll go about my day, like do my laundry, make dinner, this and that. But it's like, you know, it's good to kind of have like those little bits of schedules and shit, you know?
Sorry, I had a burp.
It's all right.
Schedules are one thing. My thing is, it kind of relates to what we were talking about. I don't understand why. Okay, so this is super contradictory. Is that a word? Contradictory?
Yeah,
Yeah?
you're good.
That's English.
By the way, in reference to episode 1, the plural of moose is not meese.
What the fuck is it then?
It's moose. That's why I laugh so hard about it.
Wait, so multiple moose is moose?
Yeah, it's like
now who the fuck came up with that?
I don't know. It's like sheep. There's one sheep, but there's also multiple sheep.
No. Multiple sheep is called a herd of sheep. Is
Well,
there a herd of moose?
Well, 2 sheep.
Herd of sheep.
1 sheep.
No. To one sheep.
I know, but you still
No. Listen.
You
One
still
sheep.
reference. I forgot there was a candle there. You still reference multiple sheep as sheep, and you still reference a singular sheep as sheep.
All right, listen. So, do you want to wrap this up and then just keep fucking going for another episode after this one? Because this shit's probably like 2 hours long.
Yeah, we've been going for a while.
I'm not done, but if you want to wrap this one up and then just start pre-recording week 3, we can do it. I'm down. We can talk all night. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, fair.
It doesn't sound like you're down though.
Should we?
Should we what? Wrap up or keep talking?
Both of them.
Up to you, man. Do you not want to keep going?
I feel like we could keep going on this one. But
You want one episode to be 4 hours long?
dude, one episode to be 4 hours long would be crazy.
We can do it. Keep talking. All right.
Okay, all right.
Challenge accepted. So, no, my thing is everybody shits. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody shits. I don't understand, and this is contradictory to my point in episode 1. Everybody shits. However, I'm scared to shit if there's more than 2 people in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, I don't want to make noise in the bathroom. If everybody could shit at a quiet level, I'd be down with that.
Imagine bathrooms.
Like peacefully.
Imagine bathrooms that were like each stall was like soundproof.
Dude, that'd be insane.
Dude, I would take the loudest shits and laugh to myself about it. And I wouldn't have to worry about like, oh, this guy's from like the other department and he totally knows that I just took the loudest shit in my life. I could just do it to myself and giggle about it all I want and not have to be weird about it.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Soundproof or not, regardless of what the social norm is, I don't think I could shit like that.
But I mean, like, if they were soundproof, if
No.
you could
Soundproof or not, I couldn't do it.
Really?
In my own head,
knowing.
I would think about the guy next to me that maybe a little bit would slip through the wall. You know?
What if they were smell proof too? What if it was a
Dude, I don't give a
completely
fuck about the
contained
smell.
unit?
Let me make that real clear.
Okay, hold on.
I don't care. If I take the most silent shit ever and it smells like fucking Area 51 gas, I'm cool with that. I don't care.
But what about the people that have the really sour ass that you were talking about that you hate?
That's not due to shitting. That's just due to poor.
Just poor hygiene.
Yeah,
They
yeah. That has
you
nothing to
just-
do with shitting.
You
It's
smell
just
the
hygiene.
underarm onions.
Yeah,
Yeah. I hate
but
that
it's
shit.
the ass crack.
Okay.
All right, so imagine not
You're
wearing.
passionate about the ass crack. I want to hear
Dude,
this.
all right, listen. Imagine not wearing deodorant for a week,
Okay.
but in your ass crack. Unbelievable.
PSA to all people.
If you're watching this and you don't fucking deodorize your ass crack or take a shower and deodorize your ass crack.
Not necessarily put a deodorant stick in your ass crack.
I mean,
but
if it helps, do it.
PSA, wash your ass in the shower.
Dude, a
Get
butt
a
loofah
butt
is
loofah.
so important.
Yeah, dude, butt loofahs. Butt loofahs are a serious thing.
And hey, quick shout out to Basement Yard because they taught me about the butt loofah. I'm gonna be honest.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, see, it was an experiment for me. It was an experiment that I made myself, where I had a loofah, and like you wash your body and you do a quick butt swipe. You're so weird. You do a little quick butt swipe, and
With the loofah?
with the
That
loofah,
you just wash your body with?
yes,
Very weird, but continue.
it is very weird. And I was like, one day I thought about it. I'm like, man, how many times have I like wiped my ass with this thing? That's gross.
With the loofah?
No, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like
I don't.
You're like washing your body and you do the butt.
With your hand or with like?
With the loofah. That's why I'm saying, how many times have I done this? That's fucking gross. So that night, after I got out of the shower, I went and I bought myself a butt loofah. I bought 2 new loofahs. I threw away the first one I had, and then I had
The one that met like back exfoliation and butt loofah.
It was like an all-in-one loofah that I had for
A 3-in-1
months.
loofah. Yeah, I respect it. I respect the hustle.
Well, I bought 2 loofahs, a body loofah and a butt loofah, and I hung them both up. I used one to wash my body, one to wash my bum, and I felt like a new man.
Yeah, dude.
And it was
the
great.
clean bum
The clean bum without
with the
wiping
loofah,
bum.
dude. Unreal.
Yeah, it's great.
It's so
It's a
good.
good feeling, and it was such a stupid, silly thing, but I felt like I was adulting.
Dude, that's fair though.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you wash, listen. I'm gonna let people on a secret right now. Wash your ass with a loofah. And all right, listen.
A dedicated butt loofah.
Drench. Yeah, no. The loofah cannot be dedicated to anything else but ass hygiene.
Mm-hmm. And make sure if people take showers in your shower,
And you hide that fucking loofah.
either you hide it or you let them know, hey, that blue loofah is my butt loofah. Do not use it.
But I'm gonna judge.
Nice.
I'm gonna judge real quick. Based on today's society, nobody is gonna tell people that they have a butt loofah. Not a single. Okay, but can I also say real quick? If I didn't know you, Jasper, and I went into your shower and there was a loofah, my first thought isn't, let me scrub myself with that loofah. I'm gonna be like, all right, this dude.
Well, let me look for a rag so I can wipe my body down.
Who the fuck uses a rag though?
Well,
when they're in a stranger's shower, you don't use a rag, loofah, nothing. You fucking put the hand in the ass crack. You send it. You have no choice.
Well, I mean, like, dude, I personally, I would be the kind of person like if you came over all the time and you're like, yo, I gotta
Which
take a
I
shower.
do, but continue.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, if you're like, yo, you mind if I take a shower at your place tonight? I'd be like, oh yeah. On my way home from work, I would pick up a loofah dedicated for you. I would get you your loofah.
That's big energy.
I'm just saying, because like I don't want you to use my body loofah. Dude, I got hair all over me. I don't want you getting my dirty hair and whatever on your body. I don't want your shit on mine. And definitely not a butt loofah. I don't want you using my butt loofah, dude. It's been in my butt.
Wait, so let me ask you something. Would you get me a dedicated butt loofah or just a body loofah? Or would you get me a dedicated 2-in-1 loofah?
Well, you know what? Like, if it was just like, oh, dude, yo, I'm coming to your place. You might have to take a shower. Okay, I get you a normal loofah. I just get you the loofah.
And then just.
But if it was like a regular thing, if you're like, yo, man, I'm coming to your place after work to work on editing videos or something like that, you take a shower straight after work, dude, I would totally get you a normal loofah and a butt loofah. And I would put it, I would get like a little tray that you could have your own shit in. You just take it in the shower and you got your own shit at my place, dude.
Dude, imagine having a friend like this.
Dude.
Unbelievable.
Hey, we got big friend energy here.
Listen, I pray to God that everybody watching this has the chance to have a friend like Jasper. It's unbelievable. Imagine going to your friend's house and them saying, hey, I have a shower cart for you. There's body wash, shampoo, butt loofah, and body loofah in the cart.
And you like, it's like that video on Facebook where he's like, you made me a sandwich, bro? And
yeah, exactly.
You got me a butt loofah, bro?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, man, try it out. You're like, this is fucking incredible, man. He's like, yeah.
Dude, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, if I hit you up after work at any point and I was like, hey, I'm gonna take a shower, and you were like, all right, word, there's a butt loofah and a body loofah in there, I'd be like, really?
Yeah, but it would have to be dedicated for you. Because
I can't name a single other person in my life that I would get a butt loofah for. Not one.
Well, I just mean like, cause like I've known people to get like just like a guest loofah. Like, how many people have washed that on their bodies?
A guest loofah?
I think about it. Like, here's the thing. Like, you're washing the grime off your body, so essentially, it's got to be for the most part clean. But like after so many times of doing that, how much builds up on or in it?
Yeah, like how often are you washing the loofah out? Like, how dirty is that loofah after 4 showers?
Yeah, like how dirty does the loofah actually get? You don't see it. That's like microscopic shit, you know?
Yeah, no, that's
unless you got like mildew growing on the loofah, and that's fucking gross. You throw that bitch away, you go buy a new one.
Yeah,
but
you need a new butt loofah at that point.
That's why, like, you know, like I would get you a dedicated loofah and butt loofah, because I wouldn't want you to use the loofahs that my other friend used, or that my roommate's friend used, and this and that, because they use my bathroom as like a guest bathroom thing.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Okay.
If I were to come over to your house, right,
Mm-hmm.
and I took a shower, you completely forgot about the butt loofah.
Okay.
You forgot about the loofah completely, right?
Yeah.
I come over to your house, I take a shower. We're going to come over here and record a podcast after.
Okay.
If you had a loofah in your shower dedicated to guests, and you know that they were exfoliating and butt loofahing,
I would tell you, I was like, yo, don't use that loofah.
No. Listen, you forgot about it until after I showered. Would you tell me after I showered?
Absolutely, I would. I would be that guy, because I would be like, oh, fuck, dude. Wait, did you use the gray loofah? You're like, yeah. Oh, fuck, man. I totally forgot to tell you. That's like a community loofah.
Okay, well,
and then I would be like, yo, you want to go take another shower? Gucci, let me get you like a shower rag or something. You could use that.
That's good friendship, but I'm gonna be completely honest with
You
you.
would
If
wanna know.
if I came over to your house, and like if I came over to your house, and I hop in the shower, and like at this point, in all honesty, I would not feel uncomfortable showering at your house at all. At all. I would literally
By
be
all
like,
means, dude. I don't have a butt loofah and a normal loofah for you, but I can have that ready soon. Like 100% serious.
I can work on it.
Like, you could use my body wash and my hair shit. I'm cool with that. I don't care.
Right.
But like the loofahs are what I want to be for you. Because
Right,
it's like,
exactly. If I had soap in my bathroom and you took a shower in my place, me personally, if I were to go to your place and I saw a loofah like hanging around the little fucking the little plug, if I were to shower in your house, I don't care if this is 6 years from now, unless you say, yo, here's a little shower cart for you. Like, unless you say that, I'm not fucking touching that loofah.
I'm the same way, dude.
I'm not.
Seriously. I go to someone's house and they're like, yeah, man, take a shower. Okay, cool. Or like if I'm staying like somewhere for some reason and like I gotta take a shower, I do not touch their stuff. I hand it. Or I'll like go in like the what do you call it, into the closet for like finding like a shower rag or something, and I'll use the rag. But
wait, so you'll wash yourself? You're telling me in the shower, you'll wash yourself with a rag?
yeah, like if it's a clean rag.
How does that work though? Do you just sprinkle the soap on the rag and then scrub yourself?
Treat it as a loofah.
But that's not a loofah though.
It's not a loofah. It's a rag. But you gotta make do with
like a loofah. A loofah has.
Okay, think about it like this: have you ever ran out of toilet paper, and you had to use something else to wipe your ass? You've never done it?
Nope.
Dude, you haven't hit rock bottom then. But no, what I mean is like, oh, dude, like I have no toilet paper. I totally forgot to pick some up. Paper towel. It's not toilet paper, but it can do the same job.
Well, you've definitely been at my apartment when I've been out of toilet paper. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then we'll use paper towels, but it's not like I sit down to take a shit and then I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I need paper towels.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, if that situation
like,
arises,
I go into that fucking disaster knowing what I'm getting into. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if I have to take a shit.
And that's what I mean about the shower is I'll go into I gotta take a shower. I go into it knowing I ain't touching them fucking loofahs. I don't know which one.
No, dude. If I go over to your house and I take a shower, if I see a loofah hanging out in your shower,
it.
No,
that ain't your loofah.
That's your loofah.
That's what I mean. Whereas like I won't use the loofahs. I'll go into the closet and be like, do they got like a rag, like a washcloth?
So
you know what I mean. So I use the washcloth as a substitution for a loofah. And if they don't have any of that, I hand it and I just do what I can.
So you're telling me that if there is not a dedicated loofah to you, you go out of your way to search for something.
I mean, it's not like out of my way. I'm in the bathroom already, and I just try and find like, oh, do they have a washcloth? No? All right. Or, yeah? Okay. I'm gonna take it, and then I tell them, hey, I use that white washcloth as you know.
So you would come to my house tomorrow, right? And you're like, I need to shower right now. I'd be like, all right, whatever. I got plenty of body wash, shampoo. I don't have the coconut oil goop.
Hey,
I don't have the goop.
I'm all about that coconut oil, dude.
I don't have the goop, but so we're saying that I have all the necessary shower equipment things.
Okay.
You would come to my house and actively search for
you're
a
saying
washcloth.
Actively search
like before you get in the shower, you'd be like, where's the washcloth? Like you would like be like,
I would peek. I would do a couple little peeks, but I wouldn't be like tearing the place apart to find a washcloth. If I look, I'm like.
But within my bathroom, you would open a door or two.
Yeah.
And be like, where's the washcloth? Why?
Because.
You can't just wash with your hands?
Think about it. Like, me being a big dude and a hairy dude, just doing this ain't going to get shit off of me. I like a little bit of grit to scrub.
Yeah, but that's loofah.
But
loofah purposes.
What I'm saying is, like, with my hands aren't loofah or anything like that. So what am I? I'm just rubbing soap on myself.
No,
I'm not actually
if
cleaning.
You go in there with the nails. You go in there with the nails. You just
okay.
You hit it with the trash scratch.
I get it, but that's what I mean. Like that's where we're different. I would use a rag, and if there's no rag, I would use my hands. I would prefer to use a loofah, it's like a tier: loofah, rag, hands. You know, I make do with what I got, man.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I know me and you are at that point of friendship where if it came down to it, I'd be like,
yo, you want to shower together?
Well, yeah, but
just kidding.
I'd be like, there's a loofah in the shower, there's washcloths, whatever. But at the same time, if it were anybody else, I'd be like, don't touch my fucking loofah. Don't touch my don't touch my washcloths. Like,
Yo, side note, what if I did touch your loofah?
I wouldn't care.
Really?
No, I wouldn't give a fuck.
Really?
Why would I?
That's some next level shit, man. I love you too.
I wouldn't give a shit.
Oh, that's good. Oh my goodness. And here we are. A half an hour conversation about loofahs.
Dude, I don't trust people. And that you might take this personally.
Okay.
But I don't trust people that aren't close friends of mine. They aren't in my circle, and they think they can go in my bathroom and use my loofah.
Well, what? Like, I know what you mean. Like, who does? Like, if you...
I mean, nobody does.
Like, think about it. Like, the first time we hung out and we played video games together, and we go into the bath. Like, I'm like, oh, yo, I go into your bathroom, and then you find out I took a shower and I used your loofah. You'd be like, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, there's levels, man. There's levels.
There 100% is.
Because, like, dude, like, how, like, if you came to my house, like, I'd probably be like, oh, by the way. But if you came to my house and you're like, oh, yo, I got to use the bathroom. I'm like, all right. And I'm just chilling in my room. And I'm like, man, he's been in there for a while. And then you come out in a towel and you're like, oh, yeah, I had to take a shower. I used that loofah. I'd be like, oh, okay, sure, whatever. But in the back of my head, I'd be like, who the fuck is this guy using my loofah? Who does this guy think he is? Who is this dude? Look at him.
Look at this dude.
Look at this dude. Look at his lips.
I wouldn't think twice about it, though. All right. You want to know, in all honesty, if you were to go take a shower and you come out fucking flossing, feeling yourself, right?
Okay.
If you were to do that, I'd be like, did you use my loofah? I would do that. And then you'd be like, yes or no. If you said yes, I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Or I'd hit you with the follow-up question. I'd be like, did you use it on your ass? and then if you said no, I'd be okay with it. I'd be like, all right, whatever.
Yo, think about it like this though. Like, what if someone came over to your house and that happened, and
like, somebody used my loofah on their ass?
Yeah. Well, they say, well, here's the thing. You don't know that. If you're like,
but the situation.
On. You say, yo, you use my loofah, and they're like, yeah, okay. Follow-up question. Did you use it on your ass? And they say no. But they did. They lied to you.
Well, how would I know?
You wouldn't know.
I would throw it away.
Here's the thing. You wouldn't know until maybe possibly the next time you go to shower and you lather up, you get ready, and you're washing your body, and you catch a scent, and you're like...
I would throw up.
And then here's the thing. And everything comes in your mind. You're like, wait, that dude took a shower. He used my loofah. He said he didn't use it for his ass, but it smells. What would you do to that guy?
I'd fuck him up. Plain and simple. He's getting fucked up.
You call him up. You're like, yo, you said you didn't use my loofah as a butt loofah.
100%.
And it smells 100%.
Like I would text that dude and I would call him right out, and I'd be like, dude, I had the decency to let you shower at my home, and you used my loofah, my body loofah, on your ass. And then when I went to go take a shower, I got a whiff of fucking gooch. I'm pissed. Somebody's getting fucking knocked out. Yo, these hands
are rated E for everybody.
Yeah, no, somebody's getting knocked out, dude. That's not okay. Like, all right, if you admitted to it and you said, hey, I just used your loofah all over Brazilian wax body wash.
Yeah, that's a different story, though, because I'm upfront, I'm honest. I'm like, yo, I use your loofah, and I use it as a butt loofah, man. You'd be like...
Yeah, but how many people do you know that are willing to admit that they use it as a butt loofah?
Well, I mean, like, at some point, it's kind of implied that you got to wash your ass, unless you're a gross person. But at the same point, like, it's like on those levels again, where, like, you know, we're on that level of friendship where I feel like we'd talk about that. But, like, someone else probably wouldn't. You know what I mean?
No, if it came to you and you came to my apartment and I had multiple loofahs in there if you were like, yo, Blue Luffa in there, I used it on my ass. I'd be like, all right, word.
And then you throw it out. You go get
Yeah,
a new loofah.
I would throw it away.
Or like I'm like, oh, yo, by the way, here's a $5. I use that loofah. Go get a new one. You know what I mean? So, it's I get it. But seriously, PSA, get a butt loofah. It's life changing. But make sure people don't use your butt loofah, and don't use their butt loofahs. Use your own butt loofah. It's life changing.
Whether you're a guy or a girl, butt hygiene is so important.
It is, man. You don't.
All right, this is gonna sound super sexist, but especially if you're a girl.
Well, yeah. I mean, like
I want a
so
clean
close
fucking a clean situation. You know what I mean? Like I
it.
want everything down there to be all right.
But at the same point, like it's not even just that. It's like, for guys it's different because you got some space between your butt and your balls. You got a little bit of space there. For girls, you have such a small amount of space where it's like, if you don't wipe your ass good, you could get a little bit up in there and get like an infection.
Dingleberries.
And that would suck, Like I just try to be clean with my ass because like I'm a big dude. I know I can stink. I don't want to stink, Like who wants to stink?
No, you don't want to stink.
Especially like what's so awkward, like if like you didn't shower today, you got lazy, you woke up, you went to work, you got out, and then you had some shit to do, and like you're doing one of these things, and like you lean down and you do one of these squats, and you're looking at something, and you catch a whiff.
A whiff of what?
Either or, a gooch, but you catch a whiff of it, and you smell it, and you're like, whoa. It's time to shower. Like that's, sometimes it can happen, but like I don't want it to happen, man. I don't want to be like squatting down and taking a whiff of myself. I don't want to sit down on my chair and smell my balls.
Yeah.
Like I want to sit down, I want to watch my show, and I don't want to stink.
Sometimes you just gotta hit the shower before bed every night.
Well,
especially, I'm essentially married at this point.
Okay.
Essentially. If, like, for me, it's a little bit easier because if I don't shower before bed, it's like, whatever. I'll shower as soon as I get out of work. So 4 hours from then, whatever happens, happens. If you are actively single and you are trying to, how do I put this lightly? Schmoon.
That's a word.
Schmoon the baddies.
What the fuck
if
is
you're
that?
trying to do that,
I know where you're going with that, but what the fuck is that?
You know what I'm fucking saying, dude.
I know exactly what you're saying, but
if
what
you're
the
trying,
fuck is
if
that?
you're trying to schmoon the baddies and you're not showering before bed and making sure the fucking gooch is clean before you go out or before you have a one night stand kind of deal, that's untrustworthy.
Yeah, like you gotta clean up. Even if you're
first impressions are very important.
They are, man. They really are. Even if you're with your significant other, man, just clean up for him, dude.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, dude, like
I'm
I
gonna
said,
tell you what, I would feel so embarrassed and so bad if let's say I had a girlfriend and she wants to fool around. She goes down and my balls smell bad.
Yeah.
And she, I know what it smells like. It don't smell good. She smell it. She's face up in it. I don't want that, dude. That's embarrassing and that's disgusting, man.
Well, that's if you get head.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. Regardless, you still want to be clean, even if you don't get head. You just want to be clean. You want to give them the business, but you want to be clean.
I mean, I'm all about being clean and everything, 100%. But for me, for instance, I shower every single day when I get home from work.
Yep.
Around 4 p.m. If it's 9 p.m., I don't feel bad about what's going on after that. I don't care. It's like, listen, I got out at fucking 3:15. I don't care. If a little something's going on, I don't care what it smells like. I don't care what it looks like. Granted, it never looks like a fucking 4-dimensional character.
But here's the thing: you have good upkeep. You keep yourself clean regardless.
I try to.
Yeah, but I mean, like in a general sense, like you keep yourself clean.
Yeah.
So it's not like you've gone like 4 days without showering.
Oh, I never would go more than 1 day without showering.
It's like you've gone a couple hours. You've gone like 8 hours without showering, and you didn't run outside for a while. So it's like you should be all set.
Right.
As long as you have good upkeep, you'll be fine.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's totally different story. Like you didn't shower for like 2 days, and you're over there, stinking a storm up.
I'd rather throw up.
Yeah, like you got.
That's not happening.
Like, personal hygiene, man, and like, dude, here's one thing that drives me crazy. On the hygiene, it's not about butts though.
Go on.
People with bad breath. I hate it. I've been a victim, and I've been the perpetrator of bad breath.
Fair.
Like, I brush my teeth most nights. If I don't brush it at night, I brush it in the morning. I try to brush at night and in the morning, but sometimes I'm just too comfy in bed, man. I ain't getting up. I'm about ready to fall asleep, and I remember I didn't brush my teeth. I was like, fuck it. I'll just do it in the morning. Or, like, if I do it at night, I still want to do it in the morning because you're just sitting there. But it's like people with stanky breath. And it's like, I don't want to tell them, like, yo, your breath stinks. Like, I don't want to be that guy because it's embarrassing, man. I've been there. I've had stinky breath.
I guess.
But, like, it comes to a point where, like, someone's talking at you and they're like, oh, yeah. And they tell you the story. You're breathing. And, like, it's just hitting you in the face. And you're like, oh. And you try and, like, angle yourselves away from their mouth. But they keep turning at you and talking at you, and the breath keeps hitting you, and you're like, "Whoa, that's some serious halitosis." All right,
so that's enough of that.
Yeah, like serious halitosis coming from that throat. It's just it sucks, man. Brush your teeth, wipe your ass, clean your get a butt.
Just take care of yourself, man.
Take care of yourself, man. Your body is a temple. Whether you're male or female, your body's a temple. And I know maybe I'm a little contradictory of myself saying that because I'm a big dude. Yo, we eat a lot of McDonald's. It's just a thing.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But just take care of yourself, man. Like
that's vital. It's very important that you take care of yourself.
It's more like the personal hygiene, man. Like, I'm all about, like, loving your body because, like, I'm comfortable with my body. I know I got some big old titties. But, like, I'm cool that I'm comfortable with it. Like,
yeah. And that's one thing, but
like if you're not comfortable with my body, that's cool. You don't have to be. I do, and I am.
Right.
But I keep myself relatively clean.
Right.
It's not that hard.
And then on top of that, I want to add something. If you're single and you're not taking care of your body, don't be pissed off when nobody wants to lay the schmangle.
That's another one I haven't heard. Can you say that again?
Lay the schmangle.
Lay the schmangle. I think that's going to be the name of this one. The name of this episode.
Lay the schmangle?
Lay the schmangle.
I'm just saying, like, if it's like, dude, you're not fucking...
Lay the schmangle.
Dude,
my God.
It's so aggressive to say, but if you're not taking care of yourself properly down there, and...
Like, don't even do it.
If you're not douching, and you're not hitting the exfoliating fucking loofah.
Yeah, dude. You gotta get
You're
that
not
stank
laying the
out.
schmangle tonight.
Lay the schmangle.
You're not. It's like I said, I'm a
feel
married man. I really am. I'm in a very, very committed relationship, but don't, for other males out there, don't try to lay the schmangle if you're not, because nobody wants to go home with that and then get home and be like, You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to get home and be like,
whiff, man.
yeah, exactly.
It's a whole different
The fucking waft.
Yeah.
Like, nobody
the
wants
waft
a
is
waft.
no good, dude. The waft is no good.
Nobody wants a waft. It's
That's
terrible.
a good title, too. Nobody wants the waft.
Exactly. I'm just saying, like, take care of yourself if you're out there for that reason. Like, don't go out there trying to get laid if you're not taking care of yourself.
True.
I'm going to be completely and straight up blind. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're not getting laid.
Hey, you heard it here, folks.
Plain and simple. Again, I'm married, so it doesn't matter. But if you're not taking care of yourself, don't go out. Don't go out to get laid.
I have a question to ask you.
Yeah.
How are the sips treating you?
Um,
You seem a little loose.
I've been drinking since. It is now 12:42 a.m. I've been drinking since 5:30 p.m. So roughly the last 7 or 8 hours.
Yeah, you're a couple sips deep.
A couple.
Would you say you're drunk?
Oh yeah. 100%.
I could tell.
100%.
There was this one moment we were like, and I didn't understand a single word you said. I knew what you were trying to say, but I didn't understand the actual.
It was the
English.
body language. It's
it's
the fucking.
It's like, are you part Italian?
No.
Well, I mean, like for real, are you part Italian?
I'm German. 100% German.
Okay, I was gonna say because it's like the Italians. They talk.
I
with
do
their
like
hand-
to talk with my hands though. Dude, I
do
get
it a
so
little bit.
excited sometimes that I'm just like, yo, like I have to
Yeah,
tell
that's-
you. Yeah, that's me. I'm just like, dude, like I have to tell you what's going on with my hands.
Well, I was just asking because I could tell you're pretty loose. You're pretty loose right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm proud
to
of you,
say the
buddy.
least.
Well, we've been going for about almost 3 hours, man.
All right.
You want to cut it?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right.
All right, so if you somehow made it this far, thank you very much. Because we didn't introduce ourselves before, I'm Moose. That's Jasper.
Well, we introduced ourselves at the beginning of this
Right,
one.
but
Reiteration.
so here's us talking about butt loofahs. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for listening. And if you have any suggestions on topics you want to hear our opinions about,
Yeah.
let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
But other than that, that's it.
Yeah. Thanks
So,
for watching.
Later.
And we'll see you next week.